that drama. I whoop that ass like Michael Obama. Yeah, I got that big D energy. Ain't nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whoop that ass like Michael Obama.
No, Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay.
I really had a big I'm like a llama. I whip that thing out like Michael Obama.
We already have it with
I got that
Obama.
big
So
energy.
let's just calm down.
Nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. I'm a girl, 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 I'm a whip the thing out like Michael Obama. I got that big energy. Ain't nobody wanna step like me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. Ain't got that clit, bitch. Hung like a llama. I whip that dick out.
Layla hates her hotties. Oh yeah, Layla, she hates her hotties. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she hates the hotties. Oh yeah. She hates the hotties.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining, cunning, linguist, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracies, sex, culture, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining, cunning, linguist, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
Big up your big fat Friday night and welcome back to another episode of the Secret Society of Good Guys. Do
Good guys.
make sure you hit that like and subscribe, hit those bells, make sure you follow everyone on stage, and if you want to hang out with the absolute smartest badass chat in the whole world, you can go over to Project Chaney on the YouTube channel. Gazoon tight, God bless you. If you're atheist, just sorry you sneezed. And then, yeah, you can go over to Project Chaney on the YouTube and hang out with them. And all right, the business is out of the way. I'm shot out of a cannon today. How are you, good guys?
It's that thunder moon, baby. It's that thunder moon.
I never even heard of a thunder moon before until I was sitting outside on the phone and I was like, why is the sky vibrating?
Is this a real thing?
Yeah.
A thunder
Yeah.
moon?
Yes.
Thunder moon. And also has another name. Wait, what was
Buck?
it? The
Buck
ram?
moon?
The buck moon.
The
There you
buck
go.
moon.
The buck
These
moon.
sound like new strains.
No, but I thought, I honestly thought it was like a thunder moon, like it was making sounds. I never heard the buck moon called a thunder moon before.
Well, they do. They say
Neither.
that you can hear it. Like you can, like you'll hear the rumbling of the moon, apparently, or something like that. Because like closer and it's big. It's like one of the biggest moons that you get to see.
That's not in my Bible.
Oh no!
Not in your farm.
What Bible? What Bible?
Ain't in my Bible.
What version?
I don't know. The big one.
King James.
The old one, yeah.
The big old one. Yep, it was a buck's moon.
Well, apparently, news stations were talking about it and saying that you're going to hear like weird booms in the sky, and it's because of the buck moon. And you would hear it around the time that it would start rising. Around what time was it? Like 3:36 Eastern time. That's when it started rising.
I don't know why I want to say it was like 4:46.
That's what I thought it was too, for something.
Oh,
EST.
maybe in my time it
But
said
for your
3:36.
time, it was
but
an
yeah.
hour. Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
You're an hour after my time, so that makes sense.
Good shit. So weird.
Look at us, little
What a
mathematicians.
weird cutoff. Mhm.
Oh my Lanta. I feel like the energy's so crazy. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm in some kind of loop of like 2021, except I'm on the outside staring at the like maddening, like where people are like flipping tables, like, what? I wish her well. What? Epstein killed himself? Epstein didn't kill himself. I feel like that exact kind of incensed feeling that I felt then, I'm watching the world feel now. And I feel
Yeah.
numb.
Yeah.
I
That's
feel
where I am. And I'm just like, everyone's like losing their shit. And they're like, I can't believe Trump said that. Are we still talking about it? And I was one of those people. And I was like, yeah, we're still talking about it because, whoa. Because a bunch of fucking.
a ghost just
Let's
assumed.
go.
Are
What?
we
This
still
is
talking
crazy.
about that? She don't
It wouldn't be an episode of Secret Society of Good Guys if we didn't have some Layla mic issues.
That was so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something happening behind the scenes where like they're trying to clear out house because he's still referencing like certain words that he's using to call these money lenders out. What are they called? What's the word that he called them?
Shylocks.
Shylocks.
Yeah.
Just like, what the fuck? So it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm
That
still
legit
like,
sounds like something my like no joke, like my grandfather would have called someone. And I didn't know, like I wouldn't know it was a racist word, but I'd be like, that's not racist as hell.
yeah, that's fucking
Shylock.
anti-Semitic as hell.
Shit.
So
Fucking
I'm just
Shylock.
like, okay, maybe there's something going on behind the scenes that we're not aware of. But then at the same time, I'm like, you know what, just be aware. Like, you don't really know these people. You don't have to trust them at the same time. Just enjoy the show because it's what it is, a movie. He says it all the time. Central casting. Enjoy the movie. Protect your DNA.
Yeah, I noticed this too when he said Shylock. The first thing I thought of was it just sounds like a slur. And then I started trying to figure out why. And a lot of ethnic slurs are only 2 syllables. And usually like the non slur version is 3 syllables, right? Like I'll just do an easy one to protect ourselves from censors, like Mexican, right? Or wet something. And like you can almost apply like, slur you can think of. It's either 1 or 2 syllables, and usually like the proper name to call someone would be like a few. I mean, there's exceptions to that, but if like that was one of the formulas of like why does it sound like. And it turns out, you know, ADL does have like a page on this, So
Do you remember when we were kind of like Polish, like somebody's Polish, or you can call them a Polak, like
Polak, yeah.
Or like
like
an
that's
Arab.
more derogatory, right?
Stand.
Because all the jokes way back when.
Like.
I was going through just my personal ones in my head, like lesbian, dyke,
Lesbo, Dago.
carpet muncher. Like, yeah, lesbo dago. That sounds like a great place to get a
They also have like
burrito.
a phonetic sound that always goes like in like any variation of this, but they always do like a high-low kind of thing, like Shylock, agate, ego.
Well, that would be a masculine. Don't they say when you talk into your masculine, you go down in tone, and when you talk into your feminine, you swing up at the
Yeah,
end?
maybe that's part of it.
NLP
Maybe
is going down too. Like if you have a better chance of convincing somebody to do something for you if you go down in your tone.
Because when you go up in your tone, you automatically sound like you're questioning yourself.
Like you're asking
And
it,
that's how
yeah.
females usually talk. We swing up at the end of all of our sentences, where men typically drop at the end of theirs.
Yep.
That's interesting.
I see some of these
It's
comments.
linguistic
I'm like,
programming right there.
some of these comments are like, "That's disrespectful," and then, "Oh wait, that's Riggs." Never mind.
You're like, that's so disrespectful. Oh wait,
Wait,
that's
wait
the
a second.
hate we
Okay,
like
never mind.
around
No,
here.
that's fine.
This is a sticker. This is a future sticker for paranoidamerican.com Shylock Holmes. It might be a whole entire it might be a like whole book series.
What happens when the noticers become the noticed?
Schwarlocks.
But seriously, what do you think is fucking going on with the whole Epstein list? Do you think it's just a cover up, or they're hiding the fact that Israel was involved, like with everything else, with 9/11 and the USS Liberty, and the
It's gotta
ones
be
who wrote
too
the book on
important.
propaganda?
It's too valuable to just give to everyone for free. It would be like giving us internet for free, or energy, or gas, like
The
the
ones who
Epstein Black
assassinated
Book,
Kennedy.
and all the blackmail that goes along with it. Same with Kennedy. It's way more advantageous to have blackmail over dynasties and be like, I could ruin your whole family dynasty if I just let out that you were involved with the JFK assassination. Now none of your grandkids get to be president. Like if you've got that kind of leverage, why would you ever release that out into the public? It's worth so much money, and you can milk it for a century, for your lifetime and the lifetime of your kids, essentially.
Because
I
there's
also
children
think
involved.
For
Like
real
lobbying?
though, I think just me being a Palm Beach girl, and like when I think of the word swamp, nothing about that word makes me think of Washington, D.C. It only makes me think of Florida. And so if you were to tell me you were going to drain a swamp, I would think, what politicians are you going to pull out of Florida? And then I look at this whole thing and I'm like, A.G. Bondi used to be our attorney general, and she gave Epstein a sweetheart deal, and now she's not here anymore. She's in D.C. Marco Rubio, piece of trash. Like, we never liked him here, and now he's in D.C. Like, I just feel like, what if the swamp that was being drained was actually Florida, and all those people now are like on it's like, you know that saying, never get involved when your enemy's in the middle of destroying itself? I feel like in my head, Obama Gino, literally, Dan Bongino was never any like one on my team of like, I'm excited by this. Cash Patel was never on my team of like, this is so exciting. Pam Bondi was never on my team. So now it's like these three people are essentially tearing themselves apart. And I've heard rumblings that that Dan Bongino has been like, I'm going to step down if Pam Bondi stays there. And Cash Patel's like, Dan goes, I go. And then that there's already somebody else in Washington is like, I got pretty good grounds to go on that this has already been done. And people are saying that Matt Gaetz is like he isn't at the Republican convention going on right now. And so then you think of like playing these kind of games of like, is Matt Gaetz to me seems like who Trump always wanted there to begin with. So then we
Yeah.
also get to see these whole, like, remember the Epstein binder phase 1? If this is phase 2, I feel like we're watching it all happen again, like the same fools that carried an Epstein binder out and danced. We're watching it happen again, essentially, but it's just happening on X, where everybody either is taking this huge, because the people that are like taking the, like Layla just said, because it's children involved. The people that are taking the stance of like, this is nothing. It's a nothing burger. Let's move past it. Those people are just as guilty as the people that just got here yesterday. And they're like, I'm Team Epstein. I've been talking about this forever. It's like, no, you haven't, though. You really haven't. And then the
You
people
ignored
that
it the
and the
whole
people
fucking
that
time.
actually have been
Yeah.
talking about it forever, for them to take the flip now and say, it's not that important. We got to move on because tariffs. What? It is important.
No. It's very important.
It's
That's why I was a little like pissed off that Trump said that. He's like, are we still talking about this guy? Yeah, we're still fucking talking about this guy.
But think of the reverse
Because there's
psychology
kids
of that.
involved.
Just like all of
Well,
the
yeah,
like
like,
woke ass people who
why-
won't listen to it, like who wouldn't even question anything about Epstein, didn't even care about it at all. And then all of a sudden now they are the ones who are
Trump
saying
is
stuff
saying-
like, oh, wait, Trump's saying it's not a big
Yeah.
deal. I mean, that
Oh,
it could
maybe
be
we
a
should look
lot.
into it.
Yeah, like
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It is kind
But
of
then
funny. The
there's a
world
lot
is
of-
talking about it again, but I'm
Yeah.
just like, because the Bannon or not what's the other one? Comey and Brennan, that case too, where everybody in the media is like, who cares about Russian collusion? Who cares about the Russian hoax anymore? But I want to shake people because I'm like, Comey and Brennan are the 33,000 Hillary emails that attach right to Anthony Weiner's laptop. And so then you have Comey, who his daughter was the attorney for the Nexium cult and Diddy just now. And then he was the FBI. Like, it's just like the levels that this is all intertwined, where people are like, who cares about the Russian hoax? And I'm like, I feel like everybody smoked like a whole bunch of dust and they lost their memory. And I'm the only one that showed up on this timeline with any grasp of like, hey, you guys, remember when we were calling Megyn Kelly Nicole Brown Simpson? She's on the timeline again. I don't know. I feel like I'm in
Well,
it alone and the only one that has like, I keep looking around the
I hate to
internet.
be
Who
this
are these people?
I hate to be this one to bring it up, but that video of Marina Abramovich that I keep for the past, I don't know how many years, always comes up on the timeline is like, oh, Donald Trump is the best thing for us. He's they call him something magician. He's the magician. Okay, then I forgot, the magnificent magician, whatever. And apparently he is the one to bring in the new world and in order, and how she said it in the ride. And that video is the only video besides all the pictures that I've seen with him and Ghislaine Maxwell and whatever. That video of that witch saying that is the only reason that just gives me that, man, I don't know if I trust this guy.
If she said it in like
you know,
2012,
that's-
it would mean something to me. When she said it in like 2020, like she already said it when we all had Q at that point. That Marina Abramovich is like, oh, I got my script for my part to play. Like cut your middle finger and drink the pain. So I don't know. I like that part of it. I'm like, but I'm not anti
don't know,
like
man.
here. Yeah, it was like he's a chaos.
What about
magician.
the idea that he won the presidency because they had more on him?
Can you imagine if they had more on you than the Clintons?
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
What could
Dude,
be
that's
more
what
to
I'm just
have
saying,
than
like,
the
you never
Clintons?
know, bro.
Like if let's see, we're ahead of, we should be far enough past
Because he
the
doesn't play
Simpsons.
saxophone, because I mean, he didn't have an intro in Animaniacs to win over the entire new generation. So even if the kids were being told, hey, this guy's real icky and he's cheating on his wife with all these, it's like, yeah, but he's in the intro to Animaniacs and he plays saxophone. He's the first black president. So how could you hate that?
I feel like if Frazzle Drip is
I
real,
love that show.
can you imagine if they have more on you than Frazzle Drip? Like, what would be more? Like, well, if, like, I feel like there's still some people that might watch this today and really have no idea what that means, Frazzle Drip. Or they might have heard the phrase enough that it's just like Pizzagate and Epstein. It all just blends together in their head, but they actually have no concept of what Frazzle Drip means.
It's
Are you gonna
remind me
talk
that's when you like powder Twizzlers and snort them, and when it like drips down the back of your throat, that's called a Frazzle Drip, right?
I think that was like in the 80s. In the 80s, back when it was innocent.
Razzle Drip, you mean? Like little...
I know. I'm like, I think we're past the
chewable gum.
censors enough now that I can just say Frazzle Drip 47 times in a row.
I ran a
Frazzle Drip.
successful Kickstarter campaign and advertised it on YouTube and everything that had Frazzle Drip right in the name. I'm still surprised to this day that it hasn't been taken down or reported anywhere.
What, Frazzle Drip?
Frazzle Drip is real, but I think it's on a more energetic level where they're just like siphoning everybody's energy at this point, not just children.
Frazzle Drip just
It's
loosed
everywhere.
you. Like, that's all it did.
Every fucking where.
Frazzle Drip was a master loosh of our energy.
At this point,
Mm,
you know,
But
what isn't, though?
5G going to 6G, technology, electromagnetism, no light on our walls anymore. I mean,
not that it's an
they're
either
siphoning
or.
our energy for sure.
But also, I might be just the only one old enough to remember this. Wasn't there an actual clause with Epstein that they could not, like, he had a agreement with the government that they could not try Ghislaine on any of those charges?
I remember hearing something like that.
I will look up what it's called right now. Maybe somebody in the audience.
I mean, it wouldn't
lands.
surprise
Well,
me.
speaking of Frazzle Drip, apparently there's this video of these guys who have been investigating like the whole basement and the whole what's his fucking name? The guy from Frazzle Drip in
Oh, Anthony
James
Weiner?
Elefantis.
Yes, Elefantis, okay? Him. Apparently they've gotten the blueprint of how and where everything is situated and the underground tunnels. And I gotta post the video, but it's a fucking awesome video. And they've been down the fucking rabbit hole and matched pictures. And they actually went into the fucking basement because that place is not there anymore or something like that. Very interesting.
Yeah, that was a
But
wild one
I
because
think-
everyone
Mhm.
latched on to the basement thing, and then he came out and said, "Oh, there is no basement in this pizza place. Look, here's the cameras. Go ahead and you can show." And it was true. There was no basement in that place. But then there was a post that he had on, either it was on social media or it was in a magazine, where he was talking about they gathered so many tomatoes or so much wine or something that they had to store it in the wine cellar at this other facility. So he clearly used the cellar, and it's not like this guy only had his one building. He was rated like top 50 most influential people in Washington, D.C. So it would be crazy for him to not have multiple properties. And I'm going to speculate on this one because I can't remember the details, but that he had a connection to like another business that was either across the street or right next to the pizza place. So it's not unheard of that he would have access to a basement. It was just that everyone focused directly on a basement of Comet Ping Pong specifically.
Yeah, they called it the kill room apparently. And I think one of the Pope that died recently was close to one of the Pizzagate places. What's his name? You see, I'm not good with
Would you
names.
just-
Pope that just died.
I don't know.
Apparently the Jason Elefantis or James Elefantis, that pizza place. Well, apparently the Pope had one of his houses right next to her, or was it Jeffrey Epstein's house? I'm not sure if it was that or Jeffrey Epstein, like 2 doors down,
That
like right there from each
We're just
other.
talking about pizza. We're talking about like Pizza Hut versus Domino's at that point, though. It's like potato.
Yeah.
basement
Yeah,
in the
I have the
Alamo. Do you guys
video.
remember that in Pee Wee Herman? Or
Yeah.
Pee Wee's Big Adventure?
I don't. I've been to the Alamo. and
There
I was,
ain't
I
no
was thought- I was
basement
like,
here
is there
at
a
the
basement?
Alamo.
Where's my bike?
Yeah, I can't find it. I really, there is, I just don't feel like looking it up, but I know Jeffrey Epstein had some kind of thing with the government, like that they couldn't prosecute him on this certain amount of thing anymore. And then he signed some deal with them that they couldn't prosecute Ghislaine either. And so whatever reason, she is sitting in there right now has nothing to do with this. So everybody keeps saying about this list, when I'm like, look up the flight logs. I don't know what kind of, like, there might be videos, which none of us have ever seen.
I have the flight logs.
Yeah, like we all have flight logs. We all have this stuff. There might be videos, which none of us have ever seen. And like, that's a lot of, you hear anons that they're like, back when I saw this. No, you didn't see child pornography. Stop saying you saw snuff films. You didn't see this. Like, you don't want it on your computer. If you find a Frazzle Drip file, you didn't see that. Your brain is telling you did because you saw Rachel Chandler's Instagram back when, before she scrubbed it, because it used to attach to James Elefantis and Rachel Chandler, and that's where we saw all these kill rooms, and the videotape footage of it looked like it was showing security footage of Epstein Island. But that is where the Comet Ping Pong Pizzagate, because I'm watching all these new jumper on to the conspiracy realm that have been acting like they've been screaming about Epstein forever, but it goes directly to Comet Ping Pong, WikiLeaks, all these other like, it's all attached. It's not like the Epstein case is closed and that we move on and you're never going to hear his name again.
Yeah.
It's just, we're somewhere in our naivete for real. This same dirty FBI that we're talking about all these cases, they left the information around for the last decade so that potentially somebody could come and find it and do a case about it. That's crazy to me, because I would be under the assumption that they got rid of that evidence the second they could. But maybe I'm just naive and watch too many crime shows.
I think it would be too valuable. Again, I think that
too much leverage, potential
every one
leverage.
of those hard drives is worth how many millions, if not billions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't just erase that or throw away $1 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who's...
I'm just on the Q website, just searching Epstein, and just the information that you forget that you've read, and you just look through it, and you're just like, holy freaking wow. With James Comey's daughter, and like some kind of suicide, and it's just wild.
Where that if you put all that up, if you just put it in one sentence, like you just pick sentences out of there and started putting them up as just questions online, those would get so many hits of people. They would steal it and then do a TikTok about it and be like, look at what I just discovered.
Yeah. It's like Epstein Island. Who owns the surrounding islands? Close proximity, unique skill sets of Maxwell, ? It's like submarine pilot, helicopter pilot. What benefit might that serve? ?
I know, and this is the whole thing too, is you can hate Q, but most of this information that you all have at your fingertips now is because these anons did digs back when. Like, how old is that post?
This post was August 19th of 2020.
So how
Here's
many
the
humans
more interesting
actually
one.
knew Ghislaine had a submarine license in 2020? Now it's common knowledge. I mean, I know everybody in this room knew that in 2020.
I would say early 2000s. I remember Alex Jones ranting about Lolita Express and talking about how Ghislaine was at the top of one of these charities that's supposed to save the ocean. So she had connection.
Terramar.
And and not to mention that she had like a huge super yacht named after her. So yeah, I think she's probably familiar with maritime law.
Lady Ghislaine is the name of the yacht, and Terramar is actually her company that if you look up this whole organization, they wanted to be their own country with their own set of laws that actually was in the water and on the land. People think on the water. No, Terramar is in the water, and she doesn't have, like, when you see that, anyone who hasn't ever seen Ghislaine Maxwell's submarine, billionaires don't travel in the tin cans you saw go to the Titanic. Right. They really travel in Jetson-looking spaceships in the water.
Q post 4589. I just need to read this, okay? Just think about this for a second. Possible Epstein was a puppet, not the main persons of interest, financed by who or what entities. In parentheses, it says primary, gather blackmail on elected polls, dignitaries, royalty, Hollywood influencers, Wall Street, and other financial top level players, other high-profile industry-specific people, etc. Feed in addiction, in parentheses, controllable. Maxwell family background, question mark. Robert Maxwell history, intel, agency, wealth. Class 1-99. Sometimes it's the people in the background that are of greater significance. Q.
And see, that's really just telling you go. It's
Look.
asking you questions and telling you go look. Go figure it out
What-
yourself. It ain't telling you
what
what
do you
to think.
think?
And that's what everybody's like, oh, it's such a side. Well, it's not. It's not telling you what to think. It's telling you go dig.
Yeah.
I still think of Q in a way of being just like TikTok from the Facebook crowd about 10 years ago.
I feel like right now, if we went through and wrote a group of questions, like if all of us with our chat and we were just like, hey, you guys, if we were going to write 1,000 questions that just were open-ended, that if people looked up these questions, they might know about the amount of conspiracy that maybe Thomas knows, just from 1,000 questions. I think we could do this. Like, I don't even think this is hard.
Like, what would be some questions? I'm not sure I get it.
We would write a question as, what are the 13 bloodlines? What is the Bavarian Illuminati? What is the Council of Nicaea? What year did it meet? Why is this important? What is the East Indian Trading Company? Who owned this? When did they change their name? Who are the Windsors? Who are the Windsors really? Who are the
Where's the
Windsors
House of Saud?
really?
You're going viral on TikTok right now just from saying that. That's crazy.
Massage.
Actually, I love that. I
Massage.
actually love that as just a series.
That's exactly what
20
Q
questions.
is. If you look at Q in all of it, it is just, who is Ghislaine Maxwell? Who is her father? Who did he work for? When did he die? Could he have faked his death? Like, it really is just like if I watched any one episode of Paranoid American, or shout out to Donut, and I watched any episode and I'm like, I'm going to sound crazy if I tell the people this. But if I ask them, there's only one question, there's only one answer. Like, there's a million questions, but there's only one answer. And so really you just have to pick the right questions. And the second you get people's brain to just, it doesn't matter if they're right or wrong, but once they ask, is this real? Am I being told the truth? Why did I never? It starts to break their cognitive dissonance. They're starting to fall out of their MK Ultra. So it's really not about ever being fed an answer. It's always just making your brain do the fucking little bit of work, which so many people right now are all just eating the work that some Anon did 5 years ago as truth.
Yeah.
When so much of the shit is out there, Layla will vouch for it, is fake fucking shit that we've already trudged through and been like, oh my God, I spent 6 months on this and this is totally fake.
Yeah.
But it's still all information. And now we're in this dangerous point where Grok and ChatGPT are just gathering the entirety of the internet's information. And so in its abacus, it's just deciding once something hits the 51%, it must be true. And so you are having real time, like, history change under our feet. Or is it, if I'm having to teach Grok history that I read out of something, what guarantees my thing good? Like, because it's a book, because it's been around longer? I don't know. It's just a lot of crazy shit going down.
I think the same thing about, like, just because of the book, just because it's been here longer. The same thing when someone will mention, oh, that story came from this, or this set of practices came from this older culture, or this Bible's older than that Bible. Is this under the impression that whatever the oldest thing is inherently the truest thing? Because the modern Enlightenment kind of reverses that, right? Enlightenment basically says, as people are able to discover new things, they invalidate the old things, and sometimes the old order doesn't want to let go of that control that they've had over information for thousands of years in some cases.
The other
That's
crazy
why
thing
it's
that I'm
esoteric,
noticing,
right?
you could be any one of us. Like people with less information than any one of us now are just taking these roles online where they're like, I'm a whistleblower, or I'm a victim of this, or and they're not this thing. They're LARPing into this thing, and they have less information than we do about the actual thing. But there's so many people that aren't educated on these things anymore. It just seems like we're in a time that if there's like false prophets, there's more than ever before.
Oh God, yeah.
Like,
Amen. Hallelujah. Somebody said it.
It just feels like the same way people get really mad where they're like, oh, the Jews aren't chosen people. But deep down, people are like, I'm the chosen person. Like they get really mad at any whole Christians aren't you just think because you believe in Jesus that you're better than me. I'm the chosen. I believe in Jesus harder than anyone else. Like it's just this new thing that people are, I don't know, I feel like I'm watching adults unravel in real time, lose themselves with things in real time. The same people who told you the news was fake for 4 years are now using articles from the news to argue with each other. And this is the news.
Welcome to the circus.
Thomas just puts out with a lot of, he just has to have a confidence when he posts it too. He could write some shit like Pam Bondi and Kash Patel got in a fight in DC, inside sources say. And then the news runs with that random tweet, and then the people online are running with the news that just had that random tweet to go on. And now we're in this cycle that everyone's like, wait. Are we sure the real person said that yet? And it's like we have become worse than them, where we're like, they're just trying to break the story first and they're giving us wrong information. But now it's all of us battling each other off the same tweet. We are all running on one tweet. We don't even have the real information. No one's at any of these parties or capitals or countries. They're just running on one tweet.
Didn't it used to be like libel and slander? They used to be illegal. That's what that would be considered, right? Libel.
Well, who's it liable to? The false flag community? It's like, who's going to... I don't know.
As you were saying that, the first person that I thought of was Shane Cashman, who has a lot of, like, really... like the way that he phrases his tweets, it sounds like these insider news bites. Like, there was one that I was cracking up over. He just writes, President Trump to replace Pam Bondi with Jussie Smollett. And it's just like stated in these very matter-of-fact ways. And I'm just waiting for one day when a news company actually like flies with one. It wouldn't be because they're watching his account. It'll probably be someone responding to him, and they have like a more reputable account, and then that one's going to get shared around.
It'll just blow up. Or it's just going to, because everything, like the most entertaining outcome will probably be, he's just going to get one dead on one right one time, and everyone's going to glum to him. And then it's going to be him being like, you guys, I swear I was just trolling and it hit.
Whatever happened to that sex cult case, NXIVM, whatever.
Nexium.
Yeah.
That's the Comey daughter that she was. This is the Real Housewives of it all. Fucking Erica Jane's husband from the Real Housewives was one of the attorneys, and James Comey's daughter was one of the attorneys for the Nexium cult. So that's all attached to the same people.
Blackmail.
Yeah, even when you look at Stormy Daniels, she was an Nexium cult member. That's why she was like totally bought and owned. The way you got into the Nexium cult was either, this is real life, give them blackmail, and if you didn't have anything that was that bad, they really had you create blackmail. Layla, they would make a whole story that they're like, you better tell me your dad beat you on video, and I'm going to hold it now as blackmail. You're like, this never happened, but now I'm holding this blackmail over your head that never was real because I blackmailed you to give me this to begin with, or I'd kick you out. And you were like, oh no, I have to give her something good enough to hold over my head. I'll just make it up.
I mean, I would. That's a good point, and the one that I really tried to hone in on with Nexium is that people wanted to give blackmail over to the cult. It wasn't like they were even coerced. I'm sure some people felt pressure to do it, but by and large, you wanted to give it over because that was the ticket in order to get in. You know what I mean? Like that was the only way that you could get in to that level of the cult. So they were willingly giving up blackmail on themselves because they thought it was to like some better end.
They would get deeper in the cult with more blackmail. Like it would be essentially to like, I got to go to the island. If I want to get ahead in politics, I at least got to take the trip with the guys to the island. Even though you've heard all this bad shit, you're like, I'm not going to do any of that bad shit at the island, but I at least got to go and sit in the ocean naked with Bill Clinton and the other Asians, or they're not going to let me in on the next meeting.
Dude,
Right? Yeah, like
wild?
Good.
Michael Madison, the one that just died recently, he had a video talking about Hollywood and what they do behind the scenes. And he's like, the shit that goes and he said it recently. It's ironic that he fucking died. He's like, you guys have no idea what goes behind the scenes in Hollywood. If you guys knew, Hollywood would not be existing right at this moment. And I was just like, and then boom, what? He died this past week. And I'm just like, ain't it ironic? But then I'm like, all these fucking actors are fucking dying. And I'm like, this is some like, was that movie where they sip the potion and they live forever with
Death Becomes Her.
Yeah.
Yes. And they all go hiding.
This is so funny because you got Andreas is not a Q-tard, you guys. Okay, but this post right now sounds like he just wrote 5D chess, but it makes so much sense to me. It's so much logic. Okay,
which one?
I'm going to put it up. Withholding the Epstein list was a brilliant and calculated move, fooling the mob's rage, priming them to demand scapegoats. With subtle nudging, suspicion can be steered toward anyone and anything, not just one person, but many. Even entire nations once considered allies. Overnight friends could become enemies, driven for a thirst for vengeance.
I would bet money that he actually trained AI to say that because he likes just making AI say things that it's not allowed to say. And I feel like that might be from AI, which is even more impressive than him writing it on his own. He actually got the AI to communicate his thoughts.
Well, even if AI said it, them as a thought is actually even what you're saying. Like one of the Q things that the kids always say is save Israel for last. Everything that we could all go into about every conspiracy that links to Israel, but we also know that the common person sentiment for Israel or Jews is like, but there are allies. That's the chosen nation. Like we have to stick up for the Jews because of Israel. Like it's built into our Christianity, like MK Ultra. And so I feel like if the only thing that's going to get people off their biblical MK Ultra is if you tell them, you guys, it was fucking kids. And so I do think there is kind of a level of like, if it was just the four of us, like let's say this Epstein thing, whatever comes out, how quickly it would go through the media and they'd be on to the next thing. They almost have to have a hunger for it. That isn't just us being the ones being like, hey, you guys, did you see the JFK just got the normal people never even knew that happened. Like a lot of the stuff that we assume because we see it online, we assume everybody knows that Sirhan was cleared and this other stuff went down because everyone must have read that Hitler's in Argentina now. No, the regular people don't know that. So I feel like even this Epstein list, as much as we just assume so much is common knowledge, I feel like most people don't even know who the fuck Ghislaine is.
Yeah.
There's another really easy test too, and I don't believe in purity tests, but since we're talking about someone that's kind of LARPing, or at least their entry point, and they're fooling themselves and thinking that they're getting deep, is that have you ever heard of the Franklin scandal? And have you ever heard of Alan Bayer and Lawrence King? Like if you haven't heard of these names, then you haven't even gone deep enough into the Epstein case to realize why the Epstein case was never going to go anywhere, because the Franklin case didn't go anywhere. And the Franklin case had just as heavy hitters. It had Maureen Reagan. It had the Bush family.
Is that Johnny Gosh?
It had that. Well, the Johnny
Or
Gosh
is that
has
Finders?
not been absolutely proven to have anything to do with the Lawrence King scandal.
Mhm.
But it comes
that
up
is
very
that-
often because it
okay.
happened around like the same time, and the same thing with the Finders. The Finders usually gets conflated with the King scandal, and I personally, I don't think that it matters whether Johnny Gosch or the Finders were directly related to the Franklin scandal. I think what matters is that the Franklin scandal isolated, independent of Johnny and independent of the Finders and independent of Matt Walsh and all that stuff, just the King scandal on its own was enough to justify like a full-blown church committee style hearing where they just air all the dirty laundry out. But again, I think it was that information was just worth so much. I mean, Bush was implicated in that one, and then Epstein was implicated in Bill Clinton. So it almost feels like there was just the red club place you went to do the thing and the blue club place you went to go and do the thing.
Well, that's I saw a tweet the other day where somebody said, if there was a bunch of Republicans on the Epstein list, would you still care? And I was like, if we're talking about pedophilia, you should care. It doesn't matter. Come on.
Yeah.
Yes. Nobody who has done these heinous things should. Oh my God. Like, why wouldn't you care?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Why is
But
there even a level of needing to make an excuse for anyone or anything about this?
Yeah.
Like the one
What the
thing.
hell does politics have to do with it? Nothing.
It's
Politics,
almost
religion, across all of it.
infuriating.
It is.
Yeah, we
Like,
all
why
have to
did-
agree that it's about the kids, and we were trying to like prevent like the number one thing that's harming children, and that's sex trafficking. That's what's happening to children. They're being raped, abused, and tortured.
I got another
Like,
example on
happening.
this.
I want to shout
Like,
out to
look-
Sally real quick. If you guys don't follow Sally on X, you totally should. She's so rad. I'll get her to come good guy with us one night. She knows
Nice.
everything about Gladio and like MK Ultra, and like she's so awesome, and she runs really good spaces. So anyone out
Love
there, if
that.
you're looking to like try spaces for a first time, Sally's spaces are always good, or she's in a good space where like respect is going on, or she wouldn't be there. So shout out to
Nice.
Sally. She's rad. Anyway, go on, Thomas.
Keep it moving. I lost train. I saw the word MK Ultra and my mind went in a completely different direction.
Honestly,
Say
I don't.
Franklin scandal
Even the
again?
whole
We were
Maha
talking
thing. Oh, go ahead.
It's okay.
Well, I
What
heard
about
rumors about. Well, I heard rumors about this. You know, what's his name? JFK or RFK? RFK, excuse me. And him being, you know, in agreement with the whole digital medical ID that is going to be.
Oh wow.
Okay, I didn't know if that was me. I never know who it is. Like, I'm like,
and
oh, there she's back.
Oh, you're back.
You're back.
What the fuck happened? What did I say?
I don't know, and now your timing's off of your video, so you're probably gonna cut out again, and then you'll be bloop, and then
All
you'll
we
come
heard
back.
was medical.
So yeah, apparently he's with the whole medical tattoo, like, you know, ID. So everyone is like, you know, encoded, you know, the whole mark of the beast thing. Apparently he's with that. He wants people to be on board with that in the future. And he's part of this transhumanism agenda, and we're not aware of it. And that him coming out with the Hep B and like autism link is like a cover up for what's to come, and like the digital medical ID. Apparently.
I'm kind of like, I always thought the Maha was like, I always was side-eyed at Maha.
Sounds a little weird.
Like, I always am like, I'm sorry. I am old enough to remember when RFK wanted to tax us all because of global warming. And he thought anyone who didn't believe in global warming should gulag. Like, I'm old enough to remember him and his wife Cheryl, married to Hollywood Hines, making everyone have a Vax card before they came to their party. Like, there's too many things that you can go on Joe Rogan and write one book about one Dr. Fauci, but there's too many other things that I'm like, yeah, Dr. Fauci's a fucking demon, and like, so I don't know about, I'm on the fence always with RFK, and I feel like my grandma always said the devil owns the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's great. They're coming out with that, but it goes deeper. It's like all of them, and he's not saying that. He's just only focused on that one. And there's a lot more that's going on with humanity right now, with especially with all these deaths that are happening, and cancer that's risen, and especially with children and heart problems and all of this. It all comes from that. So,
and didn't they just make it like the CDC is like, oh, yay, we love mRNA vaccines for 6 months and older? Didn't they just do that yesterday?
Yeah,
like
recently.
from 6 months to 10-year-old or something. They just cleared like, yay. And so I'm like, no, I don't understand this. The him and hob behind we have to wait forever. Like, is everything now that we know is bad for us a Teflon that we all have to just continue to buy it at Walmart for 50 years before they take it off the shelf? Everything is this. Everything's too big to fail. It's infuriating. Like,
It is
no.
infuriating.
Yeah, like this should it's like the same as the Epstein thing where you're just like, "No, we're done with this too because hey, save the children."
Yeah, and you know what's even more infuriating? When you actually, your heart breaks when you're watching a video of these kids who are like fucking tearing up their house and beating on their parents and on their siblings. And you're like, hey, you know, you should consider doing a heavy metal detox. You know, Suzanne Summers healed her children and reversed autism. And here's the link and here's the study. And it's like, no, false information. It's like, no, I think at this point you either like the clout that you're getting from your disabled child and you don't want to heal your
And
child,
the social
or
security
you just
check.
like you're in
'cause a lot of
complete
them get that.
fucking denial. And it's like heartbreaking to see all these kids go through it and you're like fucking shoving these syringes in your children. It's like, are y'all normal?
1 in 31 kids
Y'all
now.
are not fucking normal.
1 in 31.
It's insane.
What was it before?
It didn't
Like, 'cause
exist.
I know there's exact like
when I
measurements.
worked in daycare, which was, I don't know, probably close to 10 years ago, it was 1 in 64. So in 10 years, it's more than doubled,
This
or
is
more than.
Jumped like
so
crazy.
off topic, but I
Yeah.
also remembered this. Abbie, Sally also is like like you and Juicy Marie. Like she enters those competitions too.
Oh, nice.
I know her name's
Awesome.
not Juicy Marie, but every time I read her name, I just want to call her Juicy Marie.
May as well. We should just call her Juicy Marie.
I just want her to be Juicy Marie now. So yeah, I think Sally's like a fitness model or does that.
She does
stuff.
fitness.
Yeah, I
or
think fitness.
figure.
She could be bikini. I don't know. There's so many phases now that I'm like my brain's a little mixed on it, but I know she does like what you and Juicy Marie do.
Okay.
And
yeah.
I was like surprised, but not surprised. Where I was like, of course you do this. Like, of course. So yeah, you would definitely be fast friends.
Hell yeah. No, even with the vaccines, they're pushing, like, I haven't watched ads on TV in so long, but I've been watching like free stuff. So of course, you know, you're the product. But one that they're pushing hardcore all of a sudden on adults is the HPV vaccine, which was always just for like 12 and up. And it was just for kids. Like adults couldn't get it. And now they're like hardcore pushing it for adults. Like you're 45 and up. Do you
Florida,
want
I
to
think
be?
you're making it mandatory anytime you go into the ER that they have to give you the flu shot or something like that. Don't mark my words, but this is what I heard recently. And I'm just like, are they doing this on purpose?
100%.
Yes,
think-
they are.
Like, I think they're slowly trying to destroy the medical industry and implementing something new because of the new technology that they implemented into everybody. So this technology is probably like useless now, slowly getting useless.
It's like iPhone 2.
It's got to get more high tech.
Well, isn't that interesting? Like, let's just say humans live an average of 100 years. And then over the last 20 to 30 years, like we're slowly getting sicker and sicker and sicker and our lifespan's dropping off because they're about to give some fake new technology that they sell. So now you get a lifespan of 100 years. And so it's like somewhere it feels like your lifespan's never really going up. They just make sure every so often before the resets to take 30 years off so you trust the new technology.
Also, this premise too, but like lifespan does not equal health. Like you can be unhealthy and just live a very long unhealthy life, the same way that you can have a very healthy life and a very short lifespan. Like the two are related in some ways, but they're not exactly equal.
No, it's all about the deterioration of the telomeres on your DNA strands. So it's like if yours deteriorate fast, then you're not going to have a long life. And that has nothing to do with health, really. It's just, I don't know. I guess it's probably epigenetic and like environmental factors.
Didn't they said it? Oh, go on,
Apparently,
Layla.
Protect your
no,
DNA.
good.
Like there's
I have to
something with
find the
age
word.
where it's like actually not like a natural thing in our body. It's like something turned on in our DNA that's a wrong thing. Like when, and I could be so off,
It's
but
the
one of
telomeres. That's
yeah, like
exactly it.
one of the things
They
that
start to deteriorate, and
there
like
was
you're
like a
supposed to.
huge study on Galapagos Island turtles, and they will just live forever. Like they have no natural form of death except for any way we get involved in F with their habitat or something like that. Otherwise, they just live and live and live and live and live. And they figured out like whatever strand in them, ours is turned off. Like something's broken with us that potentially we did have longer lifespans.
Well, that's why
Also, you
because
know what
we have
plays
the
into
intron
that
DNA.
is our
We only have 2 active strands allegedly, and then the other 2 that they call the junk DNA, the intron DNA, it's not active, and that there's a reason for that. I think that the vaccines and everything when they mix it with dog DNA and all this shit, like it's breaking those strands down. I think that's why there's only 2 active in most humans.
I also feel like our mitochondria plays a part in it because I saw this video of this lady explaining how our mitochondria works and how electricity, the currents that play into our field now with all the 5G and 6G that they're already testing on humanity, but we're not aware of. Our mitochondria is all vibrating on a certain level, like it's all on a perfect wave, right? So like, let's say some kind of frequency or whatever's hitting your body, like direct energy or whatever, electromagnetic frequency. If one mitochondria goes off balance, it will tell the other mitochondria to follow its lead and not be balanced anymore. So your mitochondria plays a big part in electrical function and how long you live. So the more that you rebuild your mitochondria and put it more in balance, get it more imbalanced, the longer life you have, the more energy you have, the stronger you are, the mental clarity you have, the more quicker your cells reproduce. It's just, if you could protect your mitochondria, which can help protect your DNA, which can help protect your blood and your blood-brain barrier and XYZ, then you can live longer.
You know what one of the biggest destroyers of mitochondria is, though? Like in most people, is gluten allergies. Like, and that doesn't even mean that you have to have celiac disease, but like the wheat.
I just have to say
Gluttony.
something just to keep it SSGG around here. So Hill is like, bro, I'm gonna say it again. You never see an Amish person with Down syndrome. Enough said.
Nope.
And
I bet you we can find one right now.
I'm going to say something for real. Do you ever see an Amish person that looks like they're more than 10 IQ points away from Down syndrome, though? Like, do you ever see a hot, like that, where a Down syndrome person where they look intelligent? Or do all of them kind of have that like devolving look about them where it's like they're capped?
I think it's a more innocent look than that.
Well, I think
they
Down
have like a
syndrome people
more
look
innocent look.
as fuck. Like I think they're like the sweetest people on the entire planet.
The best trainer I've ever worked with had Down syndrome.
So
I couldn't cuss him out, so you'd make me cry and like finish my reps even when I didn't want to.
I mean, but it still is a look, and you would
It
say,
is.
if I were to tell you, if you have to pick one group of people on the planet that look closest to this look, could you argue that it maybe is Amish people?
Do you think it's the weird beard?
Probably.
Sorry to be racist about it, but I'm just feel like there's a bell curve somewhere that they hit in inbreeding. Like they were like, oh, well, none of this stuff ever happens to, they're inbred as shit. They probably would bury a Down syndrome person and we would never know about it. And the abuses that happen to women on these things are insane, but you never hear about it because it's the Amish. So yeah, they build some cool stuff, but it's still not the like dreamy community that it's made out to be. And they still use all parts of society. They just do it through Mennonites and shit. They still use all the same parts of society. Like the powers that be in that structure are still online with iPhones. It's just you're not allowed to have it. So anyway,
I swear to God, I was watching this
My
guy.
contrarian went hard at the
Apparently, they
Amish.
live in the middle of nowhere. Father, wife, 3 kids. I mean, just like Ben Balderson talked about, like living in the middle of nowhere, no electricity, like living like old school. I was like, oh, everyone talks about living off the land, and blah, blah. I'm looking at them, and they're dirty, and they don't have running water, and it's just like they're. I'm like, nah, we can't. Nobody in their right mind could live like that today. Today, nobody could live.
Another
like
good
that.
example.
I'm sorry, nobody.
They got that show that they send people out into nowhere in Canada. It's called, man, was it called like 6 weeks or 60 days or one of these things?
Naked and Afraid.
And no, it's not Naked and Afraid. That one's a little more extreme, but the whole point is that even these people that are survivalists, so they'll find people that teach survivalism to other people, like the Pinnacles, and they go out there and they last like 2 months, and it's this huge achievement that they win all this money, and they're like, I'm never doing that again. That was the hardest thing I've ever been through. And it's like, if our survivalists can't last more than 2 months being survivalists for real, then like we've kind of reversed course already. Like it's maybe already too late.
People think I'm fucking kidding. You got to see this for yourself, because this was, I was like, I could never. Yeah, it's nice to live off the land. And now it's somewhat sounds.
Oh, she froze again. Shane Gillis does look like he has Down syndrome for real, but he leans into it.
I'm sorry. You guys got to see it.
There's a
You're back again,
2005 article I found, and it is CBS, so take that for what you will. But this is from 2005, 20 years ago, and it says the Amish make up 10% of the population in this county in Ohio, but they're over half of the special needs cases. 3 of the 5 Miller children, for example, have a crippling disease that has no name and no known cure. So it's this whole article from 20 years ago specifically about how 10% of the population is causing 50% or more of the issues, which is something that most people would usually, be sharing on the internet in different contexts.
Okay.
Okay, Layla's back.
I'm just going to show you, okay? It's just like literally living like that. I don't think people could do that today. Like no electricity, no running water, like literally living like they did back in the day.
Who's filming that for them? And does he have an account, or he just posted the one video?
No, he has an account.
Hey everyone,
like,
welcome to my life off grid.
Yeah, off grid.
No power or Wi-Fi.
But you have a fucking phone. And
when I get the horse and buggy to drive me to town, I'm going to upload this.
It's like MTV Unplugged.
Yeah, it feels fake. It feels like a LARP. That's how I feel like so much of the stuff is. And these people in their LARP, they're like, look at us living off grid. And they assume they can go live off grid. And really, it's like a hard thing that you need skills to live off grid and take care of a family.
You got to be willing to be uncomfortable every day of your life.
Yeah. Work hard every day.
Like the same way as an animal in the wild, you are going through your day with thinking of how am I going to feed me and my babies. The whole day, that's your number one thought. So it's like if you need a fire for that, you got to cut the wood for that fire. If you need water for that, you got to go and get that water. So it's just like those amount of things. I don't think people really...
And ladies, if you hate doing laundry now, can you imagine without a washer and a dryer?
Oh my God, fuck out of here.
That.
If you read some of the original reviews, when washing machines first came out, it was like, what used to take me 3 days, I can get done in 3 hours. It's like, holy hell.
Yeah.
It's wild. Even just looking at a washboard, that was probably like high tech. And it's like, hell no.
See, I would have laughed. I thought that was kind of funny. Nigel said he adopted a good dog and that kept jumping on people, and he called him Syndrome so he could say, Down syndrome. See, we all laughed. Nigel, you're around the wrong crowd.
Yep. California for you.
People are sensitive.
That's actually a hate crime. That's a felony in California now, so just be careful.
That is kind of true.
No, just Los Angeles.
I don't know. San Francisco Bay Area is pretty bad too.
Oh yeah, that too.
Like-
Yeah.
San Diego's
certain
lost.
counties.
It's gotten lost from Long Beach down to San Diego. Has all become kind of a little bit of a tent city. Shit.
Did y'all see the crop circle that the aliens made that was shaped of a spider? Of a spitter?
Was this
I
like a Spider-Man
saw it,
ad?
and I was like, "Damn, that's literally the worst crop circle I've ever seen." It seems like it was lazy if it's real. I'll pull it up.
There's got to be
Spiders
lazy
on the
aliens out there.
timeline. That was part of my bingo card.
Lazy aliens, they don't finish. They're like, "This is fine. It's good enough."
Whatever happened to crop circles too? They seem very promising in late '90s, early 2000s, and then they kind of fizzled out for a while.
They're still around, but people don't really pay attention. They're just paying attention to what's happening in the sky now. Like, oh my god, the orbs. Oh my god. Yeah,
all
that
the
thing.
great artists have died.
Spiders on the timeline.
Spiders. Ugh, that would actually be one of the nightmares if aliens were spiders. It would be one of the things that I'm like, oh, I can't handle it. There's
They're
very
kinda
few
like
things that
spiderish
ick
in-
me out.
Independence Day, aren't they? Or what was the other one? Starship Troopers.
Oh yeah. A little.
Wasn't
bit,
there a movie with like large spiders or something like that?
I think War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise was kind of that.
No, I was thinking Jumanji. Never mind.
The
Never
Tom
mind.
Cruise one is wild too, though, because those spiders were based off of what was her name, Louise Bourgeois, and
Oh
she's
yeah. I'll
she's
pull
the
it up.
one that did the weird like Jeffrey Dahmer sculpture, maybe not. But even if you
No, you're
ignored
right.
even if you ignored that particular sculpture and look at the rest of her body of work and who collected it and who she was related to, that's a whole wild rabbit hole on its own.
I feel like I have a video on her. Louise Bourgeois or whatever her name is, and she did the hysteria pose, that one for the Podestas, and then she does like that spider thing, but then she also, I'll play it on silent if I find it. She also does this weird like dog with a whole bunch of human tits.
She also does a series of like human trapped inside of another human and violently trying to get out, or like the
Vor?
host human violently
That's what I
trying
was
to get
just
rid of
saying.
it.
I was just gonna say, did
Yeah.
she create Vor?
I mean, she
Oraphilia?
seems to specialize in just very like violently aggressive human behavior in sort of irregular contexts. Like that was what her artwork seemed to follow.
Let's see. Podesta art. I didn't realize how many times I've written Podesta art on. I thought this would be a really quick, easy little dig, and then I'm like, oof.
This is the one too where her husband ran the wing of the museum called the Rockefeller Wing, or Michael Rockefeller Wing, which is the guy that was eaten by the cannibals in Papua New Guinea. So more Vor.
I low-key miss the times when all of this first started coming out and we were going down all the rabbit holes and like going on this person's page and finding all the pictures and then the WikiLeaks and going down the files. I miss all that.
There'll be more. We need another Epstein. They need to throw us a bone here. They've got,
Yeah.
they have plenty of them, right? Like there's so many that they could out now. They've only
Well,
outed
and-
2 so far.
Did you guys see my post with Ingrid Solakwood, like the new like clip about the video? I guess not the video, the list and the hidden link in there. There's a new hidden link. I could play some of it for you guys just so you guys can hear it, but it's very interesting. Let me just play just some of it. It's not long.
So you guys, so you know, this is on IngersollAqua.com.
Yeah.
They call it peace, a noble goal, to hide the wolves and sheep. But
How is
peace
that
to
so
Turn it down a
rest in
little
children's
bit. Turn it down
dreams
a little bit,
is a
Layla.
grave that's
It
dug
came
too
in for
deep.
some reason 10 times louder.
Is that
than
better?
you into the-
Well, hello. I am Ingersoll Lockwood, and here is a little poem for you.
Listen to this.
A deal with the devil. How can people be expected to trust what lies beneath when files stay sealed in silence and truth lies cold in grief? They say it was to save the world, to shield the stock exchange, to calm the storm of nations torn. But silence feels so strange. A client list, once whispered loud, now vanished in a mist. Truth held hostage, bound and gagged, a name scratched off the list. They call it peace, a noble goal to hide the wolves in sheep. But peace that rests on children's screams is a grave that's dug too deep.
There's more, but like, if you
That's
guys
good.
want to check it out, yeah, if you guys want to check it out,
IngersollAqua.com.
you
Made
just go on the
Abbie
bottom and kind of like highlight the empty space on the bottom of that web page. You'll see like a symbol of a bunny rabbit going through like a portal, and then under that you'll have like highlighted links, and it's the very bottom one. And you just click on that, and that'll pop up, and then other links will pop up for I forgot what they were, but you'll see it on the video there.
It's like Highlights magazine for conspiracy theorists.
It's just weird that how this is keep connecting to all of everything that's going on in the fucking news. And I've been following this for God, if you go on the Wayback Machine, you'll go through so fucking much on here. Like, I'm like probably the #1 fan of Ingersoll Lockwood website, but I check it almost every fucking day for I don't know how many years now, and just going down the rabbit holes and finding all the information. I have so many links from it. It's just wild. It's wild.
I feel like a crazy person right now. I know in the last but it could. I feel like the way that time blends together, like 3 weeks in my brain. I'm like, I know I just posted this video again because I found it in my phone, but whatever. It could be on IG, and I'm not looking through my.
What was the video?
Of Elise Bourgeot. It was all her weird art, and I like put it in like a series, so it just scrolled through all this art. But it's some of the creepiest stuff. I mean, I could just look up her art.
Well, did you guys know that Ingersoll Lockwood also wrote another book that nobody really talks about? And it's called, and he went by another alias too, A Heroic Drama of the Revolution, it's called. That's what it's called, in 5 acts. And he went by the name of, I forgot the fucking name. It's a very interesting book, okay? It talks about all these different places. What does it say? Like the Mountain Cascade, the interior, the inn at Lurie, the Blue Bridge. It's like the inner earth. It talks about all these mountain ranges, and it's just very interesting. I forgot what alias he went by. There's another alias that he went by. Hold on. Sorry, y'all.
Was that backpack her work too?
Yeah, it was like a big turd or a big egg sack, and then she like wears it, and so there's pictures of her inside of it. I'm gonna go to my own Instagram right now, and I might scroll it just to find this, because I'm like, it's one of those. If TikTok would ever leave well enough alone, it would be so easy to find. But why should this be a video that got me taken down anywhere? But for some reason it is, and all I did was go over different Podesta artists. So if they owned any art. I just went through and went over the entirety of the artist and all their collection. And every single one of the artists was very creepy. And one of the artists was their son. Like they have another son who's an artist, not just the guy from, not just Chester Benningfield. Where he actually is a grown man and he dresses and does all his art of like grown men dressed as bunnies. I'll pull up his too.
Oh, Alex Podesta.
Alex Podesta. And his stuff is all this kind of stuff. And I just think it's like next level creepy. I have this fast at my fingertips.
Did you know? Sorry, I know you're still searching on that. Go ahead. Yeah.
That's just Alex Podesta's art.
Well,
stuff like that.
Ingersoll Lockwood wrote a book that nobody talks about also, and it's called Laconics of Cult. And it's a philosophical and spiritual text composed of short and powerful aphorisms or laconics designed to provoke deep contemplation. The word laconic refers to speech and concise and terse, but heavy with meaning. Each statement of passage in the book is meant to stand alone like a riddle, parable, or a truth bomb. The cult entitled doesn't refer to modern day religious sect, but to ancient hidden teachings of the initiated. He wrote a book on that. Laconics of Cult.
Oh.
And I'm like, what? Yeah, like he fucking knows about the cult.
That seems like a book
and
that like
it's all
I
tied
want
to
Thomas to read and have a whole show on a breakdown on it.
I want to read. Yeah.
Maybe you guys can come on because like I need someone to bounce ideas off of for a cult book club.
Oh, see, I knew a cult book club.
I'm gonna start reading it.
If you read it,
Because
let me
all
know,
his
and
books are
we'll
very
do a cult book
insightful.
club on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna find a PDF and I'll send it to you.
I've been wanting to do little short versions of a cult book club too that are like the Reading Rainbow cuts where it's like, hey, my name's Paranoid and I just read a book about dogs and this is about a dog that ran down the street, and it's just like these little like 30-second clips, but I'd love to do it on like the Franklin scandal or Fritz Springmeier, like the Elders of Protocols of Zion or something.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, they're all upbeat and like Reading Rainbow cut. Reading Rainbow.
This book's about a death cult that kills children and puts them in burlap sacks. You should read it. I highly recommend it. But you don't have to take my word for it.
I feel like I'm into a sweet spot of my Instagram where like I'm entertained. I'm like, ooh, this was a great video. Just kidding, you guys. I'm still looking. I just see my own face on things, and I'm like, that's when I started to mess around with TikTok. So I know I'm close to the stupid Louise Burke. And who even cares about her anyway? It's like caught in my crawl.
Well, I remember what I was going to mention back. We were talking about Epstein too, but one of these examples of why Epstein is just going to be a one-off, and there's going to be plenty more of them. But look at how Roman Polanski was singled out as like the one guy that was doing like bad things in Hollywood, but it happened in Jack Nicholson's house, and the entire situation was basically a gift from Jack Nicholson to Roman Polanski, and he ends up becoming the scapegoat for the rest of the industries, just so that the outside world can be like, got him, like we purged, that virus out of the system. Thank God that didn't spread. That could have gotten bad, but we got the one guy that was doing it. And Weinstein's another great example. And look at how there was zero fallout. It didn't spread to a single other person, even though there's no way one guy could have achieved all the abuse that gets kind of put on him, right? Like Polanski couldn't have put himself into these situations without an entire system working behind him. So it'd be so easy for them to just dip back into that bag and be like, here's another one, here's another offering to the masses.
Jimmy Savile. where it's like the entirety of the Crown and the entirety of like the top of the pops in the BBC. Everybody was involved and knew about it. And then after he dies, then they're like, oh, we're going to tell you about it. But everybody involved, it just moves on. Literally nobody ever gets in trouble for that thing.
Did you see the BBC? There was like a 4-part series about this, about Jimmy Savile, and it was actually like legitimately remade, but every single opportunity, because it's Channel 4, one of the people that put him on, right? And every single time they show him doing something bad, it shows just like how absolutely ignorant everyone was about it. And it's like, no one could have known. He got away with it for like 20 years. We couldn't have known. It's not like we were right there. And it shows all these different touch points when like they absolutely were there. But the series was made to get the stink off of them, and it had nothing to do with like exposing Jimmy Savile, because you can't expose Jimmy Savile without exposing the enablers.
Or if you're also telling me like this creepy stuff is going down and happening, all of these rich people have chefs. And so like Adam Perry Lang was Jeffrey Epstein's chef, and it's also Jimmy Kimmel's best friend. And even that kind of stuff is like, boop, out of the radar. Like we all have these things, but people still tune on and watch Jimmy Kimmel every night.
I'll say it. Jimmy Kimmel's going to be the next Jeffrey Epstein there.
He's kind of built to be the next Jeffrey Epstein. They even have his Proud Boy opposite in Adam Carolla.
Well,
Somebody timestamp that.
Remember the Man Show? Like, remember the weird 180 that Jimmy Kimmel did from Man Show to whatever he's LARPing as now? At least back then, you kind of felt like the scumbag that he was playing on TV represented the scumbag behind the scenes too, right? But now, I don't get that same feel at all. Now it feels like it was delivered to him. Someone was like, here's the role that you're going to be playing, and here's the video that we have you in.
You guys, this has nothing to do with nothing, but look how funny that is. Like just trying to scroll through my Instagram. Apparently one day I was like, this is so important. I have to put this up. Katy Perry's face photoshopped onto Paula Deen. Still Paula Deen. Sorry, I'm out of here.
That's wild.
It's so crazy.
That's wild.
Didn't she get canceled for dropping a hard R or
What does that
something?
tell you?
I don't even feel like she dropped did she drop a hard R, or did she just say like, I helped Color Boy have a job? Like she just pulled like that grandma racism.
I don't know. I think she said it. I think she did.
It's the same damn thing, Chaney, and you know that. And the fact that you're pretending you don't know that it's the same thing is
You Paula Dina, you Paula Dina just. Holy shit. That is so stupid. Okay, where am I? Art. Oh my God, you guys. Just looking at myself, I'm like, you are a crazy person. I can't, I just imagine like old friends that I used to have pre-COVID, or like my family that loves me dearly. I just imagine them going through my Instagram and just being like, who's gonna tell her? I found it though. Thank God.
That's how I feel. I'm like, man.
Thank goodness.
I get it. I understand.
Boo-doo-doo-doo. Boom. So this should just roll through her weird shit so we can see some of this creepy stuff. I'm like, I knew I did this. That's a loud breath.
Spitter.
That was the book bag. And it's all the Stranger Things stuff too.
And these
Another
fighters were the
spitter.
90s. Or maybe 2000, like year 2000.
Boobies
But
everywhere.
if you look into her too, she isn't the one. There's like there's a couple of artists that they have. Like a lot of these, like look at that's obviously done with blood. But these people are some of the artists that they have are also schizophrenic. So each one of their personalities is a painter of something different. But anyway, so yes, I finally found that thing.
I'm trying to remember the Damien Hirst. Damien Hirst is also one of these Podesta-friendly artist, and he was the highest paid artist in the UK for a couple decades, might even still be. And if you ever seen the movie The Cell with Jennifer Lopez, where she's trying to infiltrate a serial killer's mind, and she's working for the FBI, and they basically drug this guy and they jump into his brain using some weird technology, and then in the brain there's this cow or a horse in the middle of the room, and these huge sheets of glass come down and they fall on it and they spread across really far, and then you can see like the heart beating still in these little plates of glass, and they like walk through it, and that was all based on this artist Damien Hirst that used to do that with cows and with sharks, I think. And if you look at his earliest backers, it was Podestas. Podestas ended up getting like 3 or 4 of his different art pieces on the books, and who knows how many off the books.
What do you think about the Podestas being involved with Maddie McCain? Maddie McCain. I always do that because there's a fighter named Molly
I've
McCann.
heard this one, but I've never looked into
The one
it
who was
enough
on The
to give
View?
any credit.
No. Here, I'll pull it up real quick.
She was a girl that went missing, and then
Oh.
it was
Missing in
claimed that
Spain, I
the
think.
2
Yeah.
people
But
seen
there's
with her
17.
matched the description of the Podesta brother. To honestly, that feels way too high profile for their pay grade, right? Like they wouldn't go to the store and get their own soda, let alone do something of that kind of like risky nature. You'd always have a mule to
Maybe
do
they
that.
were high as fuck and they did it.
And maybe he wasn't that high of a guy. Maybe the Podestas were kind of middle management.
I don't know, man. I feel like even if I'm middle management, I'm still getting an intern to do this.
But yeah, like go all the way.
Well, it's
but-
weird that you even said middle management because I was looking at that bourgeois, whatever her name was, the artist, and her last name literally means of or characteristic of the middle class.
It's weird to me how much in this moment that she looks like this person is not real, and how the only difference between one side of her face and the other side of her face, including her exact line of her teeth, is this keyhole in her eye.
She looks Amish.
Like seriously, you guys, her teeth are exact mirror almost of the other. And you know when they tell you can fold a face down the center if it's too symmetrical on both
symmetry,
sides,
yeah.
it's most likely like a computer generation.
Yeah.
The only thing different from one side of her face and the other is like that obviously keyhole in her eye. But that was the thing they ran on for finding her, was like even if they dyed her hair, even if they cut it, she has this very distinct trait in her eye. And her, like, I don't know. It's always been a mystery of what happened to her.
I can't remember. This might have been like a Patrice joke, but it was like, I'm never going on a cruise unless I have a white girl strapped to me, like a white baby strapped to me, because like anything could happen to anyone. But if it happens to like a Madeleine McCain, that's where it gets sort of the news.
Well, what's that other story too, where like that there was that guy that held those women captive inside his basement for like 20 years, and when they ran out of the house, there was just like a black guy walking down the street, and when they finally freed themselves, he just happened to be walking down the street, and they ran at him like, help us, and so when he's talking to the news, he was like, I knew some shit was down when white girls was running at me yelling for help. Like he just matter of fact. Here's that image that you were talking about before, Thomas, where it's just like, yeah, this is a little too convenient. Like it looks just like them. Like this is an artist rendering of the last people they saw with her. Like
Now, just
FBI
hear
insiders.
me out though. It wouldn't seem out of the ordinary for someone with maybe not infinite resources, but more resources that any of us pooled together could achieve, and then just find lookalikes of your enemies or even your friend, like funny college prank that's gone too far in like your 40s and 50s, where you just find perfect body doubles of the Podesta brothers, have them go and procure like the thing that you're supposed to be getting later, and then like float it all out here just as a funny little jab. And even if that sounds like, oh, that's too quirky or out of the realm possibility, that's kind of what the Finders were doing. That's what the Finders were up to, is that they were playing these like really crazy pranks on their friends in the public arena, in like very popular like places, like getting their events logged into national papers and turned into news. And they kind of like saw that as these merry pranksters where they were just being like real life trolls a little bit, like internet memes, but in real world.
Well, you wouldn't even have to hire a body double. Like if you just had like the prosthesis, like they were showing the CIA and everything having, or Hollywood.
Shout out real quick if you're one of the 200 people that's watching us either on Rumble, one of the YouTube channels, or on X. Do make sure you hit bells, like, and subscribe, and follow everyone on stage just in case, so you can find us next time if we get in trouble somewhere.
We wouldn't do that. We wouldn't get in trouble.
We wouldn't get in trouble. Lucy was also talking about JonBenet, and that is like kind of so similar to the Maddie McCain, where it's like you, or Maddie McCann, where you're like, is this person real.com? And then when you do look into JonBenet, her dad's company is a CGI company that ends up getting bought by Lockheed Martin. And all the pictures are all of the, one of my favorite, shout out to Human Vibration, because she does so much work on this. One of my favorite things that like validates her about this person not being real at all. And like you can look up an old episode. You can probably find it on YouTube on this channel if you're watching it. And it's called JonBenet Ramsey Killed Me with Human Vibration. That's the title of the episode. And one of the craziest parts about JonBenet Ramsey, when she was doing all the research of every single one of the pageants that JonBenet Ramsey was in, none of them existed.
What?
So you have all these pageants that not one other kid was ever in. You don't have one kid. You don't have like, if I was a pageant girl and you two are pageant girls and I die, but we're all in the same pageant circuit together, there's not any pictures that you guys also have standing on stage next to me. We never see any of this of JonBenet. And so it's like, even the one thing where we see that one picture where they're like, look at this, could be Ghislaine Maxwell's face at one of JonBenet's pageants. It just validates that her pageant was real at all. And so then later, Patsy Ramsey, she ends up dying, or Patsy Ramsey, she ends up dying. And then JonBenet Ramsey's dad ends up with Natalie Holloway's mom. This to me is like, oh, we just chattel our blonde daughters off for sacrifice, and now we can have a party and date.
Or is this how like actors will only date other actors because only they get the stresses of Hollywood?
Yeah, if they got married, they have to have like Adam Walsh be the pastor, like, or John Walsh. Like, but it just seems silly, like craziness. You're the only one that understands what it's like to lose your blonde daughter, and then the world blame you. But nobody blamed that other Natalie Holloway's mom.
Yeah.
That was Vandersloot. That was like one of those names where you're like, this guy's obviously a villain. The simulation gave him villain last name. And then I think he killed another person later on.
Yeah, in South America somewhere, I think.
So, yeah, I don't know. Oh. Big ups, big ups. Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
Someone was asking, like, Matt Walsh, that was the America's Most Wanted guy, right?
Yeah.
John Walsh is the dad, and so
John Walsh.
Yeah,
John
he's
Walsh.
America's Most Wanted, and his son was Adam Walsh, who he's pretty much the kid that starts all of us having to get fingerprinted and videotaped and pictured because he went missing. He's like I think he might be the first kid that went missing that starts the whole famous. Kids go like how how everybody is getting like doxxed and it's like kind of trendy, and I could get 10,000 new followers tomorrow. There's certain things I don't want to say because I don't want to tempt you fucking trolls to do it to me. I don't need that. I have an old dog. But some things I just think are so fucking trendy. That's what it felt like. Kids getting stolen in the 80s was like trendy. Like, I will tell you, everybody I knew had a friend that was almost grabbed off the street. Like, it just seemed a thing. Like, to make it through the 80s, you ran from a van once. Like, it's crazy that it was like trendy. So then
Don't talk to strangers.
Adam Walsh goes missing. They never find his body. They find his head in Vero Beach, Florida. John Walsh moves to Vero Beach, Florida, and builds his mansion, and he's also the host of America's Most Wanted. Now imagine, riddle me this, Batman. I'm a person and I think a human trafficking ring's going on in my town, who am I going to call? I don't trust my cops. Oh, good. John Walsh on America's Most Wanted. Let me call this number. I just think it's like dead end on purpose.
Yeah.
It's a
But
it's a wild backstory.
sometimes they found the child or whatever the situation was. If you hear anything, please call this number. Or was that a different show? Unsolved Mysteries.
That was that. Yeah.
No, you're right. America's
You're
Most
right,
Wanted.
America's Most
Unsolved
Wanted.
Mysteries was more of a scripted thing that they weren't trying to
Yeah.
find the solutions, but America's Most
Yeah,
Wanted,
I
it was
got
like
them
call
too.
in and
America's Most Wanted. Yeah.
I got them two
Yeah,
mixed up.
this is Megan Walsh is his daughter, and she's had her own whatever, like go of it in the town, like I don't like gaslit, make you look really crazy, and then John Walsh has her kids.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have custody of her own kids. He has custody of all her kids, and she
Because
doesn't.
wasn't
live
she
here
calling
anymore.
her father out about like
Yeah.
murdering somebody or her brother? Or who was
Well,
it? Or
sketch, and I don't know. I don't know really where she stands. Some part I just can't imagine if you come up inside this thing, and then let's somewhere you gather your like sobriety, and then you're looking back. I almost feel like part of it is she's getting educated on her life from the outside world of conspiracy. So she's been to parties and she's played the game and she's been held by Ronald Reagan. Like she has, her godparents are somebody famous and she's been in all. So for her, some of the stuff that it's like, holy shit, this is really dark, but we were all kids doing it. She's just coming to terms with that shit now. And it's interesting. It's, I don't know. But she definitely seems like she was like in it, like as deep as you can be in it.
a lot of them. I mean, that's the whole part of the MK Ultra program. You're innocent, then they break that innocence, they do what they do, and then you become part of it until you snap out of it and you're like, holy fuck.
Or you walk out of a window.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be another.
bulletproof window, by the way.
Oh, it was a bulletproof window.
It was a window that does not open. It was not like a window where you just go into a hotel room and I'm going to open it up because there's a draft.
Tell everybody what you're talking about right now.
I believe we're talking about the Frank Olson case, who was one of the original whistleblowers of MK Ultra in the 50s. He worked at the Edgewood Arsenal, and they were developing biochemical warfare. And I guess the things that he worked on and personally went and saw the effects of, it broke him. And he basically told his superiors, like, I don't like what we've been up to. I don't know if I can take this. And there's all these internal memos. It's like, Frankie boy's losing it. We better do something with old Frank. And then they invite him to this retreat. And at that retreat, he becomes one of the first people dosed by the CIA with a heavy, heavy dose of LSD. And that just rocks his brain even more. And they were trying to see if they could get him to start leaking secrets so that they'd have justification to take him out. And I feel like that's sort of the premise, is that at some point in this like after effects, and this is before you even knew what LSD was. So it's not like you would get dosed and then you come back from it and you're like, oh, I think someone dosed me with psychedelics. I've heard about this. It was before that. So there was no frame of reference. And he was thinking, man, maybe I really am going crazy. So long story short, one night he's staying with a literal CIA handler. He's in the CIA. They're in the CIA. And in the middle of the night, they're sharing this room. And then he just apparently jumps out the window. But it turns out that window was bulletproof. It was like windproof. It was not made to open. It was actually smashed. They found a contusion on his head. And then the family had the body exhumed like decades later. And they were able to prove that he actually died from being hit on the head and not from the fall itself. So like it's direct proof of and this is just like one person out of a list of many, many that went through similar treatment. And he worked for them. This wasn't just like some random guy.
And isn't he the one that his kids actually got paid money by them?
Correct. That them there. The other big name that usually comes up is Harold Blower, who they gave him like an equivalent of MDMA, but it was like 200 times the dose of ecstasy, and he died from it in the hospital. And he was like an Olympic level tennis player, so there was a lot of attention on that particular case too. And the reason that he went in there, I might be wrong on this, but it was like this level. It was like depression from a divorce or something. Like he didn't go in there for some life altering thing. He was just trying to clear himself of a depression. And there's so many other people that just weren't popular, or they didn't have any like news articles written about them, but are in all the logs and all the papers. So, like when Blower wins or when Olson wins, they're citing all these other cases of people that haven't really gotten the same level of compensation.
It's so crazy. It's just so crazy that even when you say things like MK Ultra, like people can say Epstein now and it's just normal. But if you said that fucking 5 years ago, you were a big conspiracy theorist, just move on. I watched that Tiger King documentary on Netflix, Chaney. It was he got them girls massage license. Move on. Like it's crazy that even MK Ultra, if you even say that, people get the same, like you might as well say flat earth to them. And you're like, no,
Roseanne Barr said
real.
that. She's crazy.
I know. Yeah, it is. It has that same kind of weight that you might as well just be saying conspiracy theorists to them, telling them, and you could have real names. You're like, here is a video of like them admitting to this. You just think it stopped that day. They're like, it's like, I can't go further with this nonsense. I don't have time in my day.
It doesn't help me pay my mortgage.
Yeah. That's what, but now it is actually helping people pay their mortgage if they pretend they're outraged by the thing. Like outrage has become a new hobby. If they pretend they're outraged by the thing, then it really does pay their mortgage. Yeah, I mean, I guess pretend outrage is as good as real outrage if somebody. But I guess no, it's not, because it's just pacifying actual things being done. If we all sit and we vent out our outrage.
It's
yeah, you're not doing anything.
You're not doing anything about it.
You're starting a conversation.
And that's why, like, people now are pussies, because they don't do anything. They just sit and fucking bitch about it, and they act all tough behind a microphone. Look at us.
Well, how about that red heifer mock burning, or I guess rehearsal?
Fucking gay.
Apparently that heifer had two black hairs. Yeah.
It's, the whole red heifer thing to me is as gay as like me and Thomas make a coin and we put the Twin Towers on it with Trump's face in the middle smiling, and then everybody in the conspiracy world runs with, there's a coin with Trump's face in the Twin Towers made by some random schmoes. That's how I feel about the fucking red heifers.
Just put like a different date on it too.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I don't have any more clout with this red heifer thing. I sure did a lot of work pushing this red heifer thing for a year, and then it's like, hey, I found a cow at a barbecue with 2 hairs. That's just a barbecue. It's like, if I put a cow on my barbecue, it's not a sacrifice. Like, it's just a cow on the fucking barbecue. So I'm just over the weight of this, like, oh, it was definitely a practice one. Why couldn't they use any cow for a fucking practice? Why does it was close. It only had 2 black hairs. And those other cows that they have, they better use them quick, you guys, because soon they're past the stage of where they're considered not pure anymore. And I hope they can find 2 more red cows in Texas for the next ritual that they want to loose you with for this amount of time. I don't know. Maybe it's all real and I'm extra contrarian today on everything.
Is cloning kosher? Is cloning kosher? Does anyone know? Because I feel like if the red heifers were that important, you would just be cloning them at this point.
I don't know.
I would feel like not.
You would feel like it, but I don't know. I mean, there's also like a whole thing about finding rules and workarounds. Like you're a lawyer interacting with your God as like another lawyer or something, or like a judge. So it seems like if you took something that was kosher and then just made a copy of it, wouldn't the copy also be kosher? Aren't you cloning the kosherness?
Do you know an expert in the Talmud?
This is my favorite thing said by far.
I think I might, yeah.
You guys.
Let's ask. We
have the perfect red heifer. If we pluck those 2 black hairs, no one will fucking know.
Period. Right?
Like,
Duh.
They'll know. And if they know,
God will know. God will know.
Okay, they have 613 laws to follow, and we goy only have 7.
I will also tell you something funny. So last night, what's the fat Leah's name that used to have the TV show Girls? Not Leah Remini.
Dunham.
Leah Dunham. Leah Dunham has a new show out. I don't know what it's called, but I probably watched it for 10 minutes, and then she's huge now, and so she was laying on a couch in the first scene that it shows her, but I could tell by the writing that it was her. And I will say, shout out to her and her liberal Karenness. She is a good writer. Like whatever her fill is, my busy brain likes every word. So me and Jules, we have this thing, and she's really bad at this thing. She has been our whole entire lives. We've been together almost 20 years, and she's awful. She can never figure out the right time in the movie to speak, or the right time in the show to speak, or the right time in anything. And she is like, will you talk? And I said, I talk during an explosion, or somebody running down a hallway, or like a long
Chaney
corridor
really
where all you hear is shoo, 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 shoo. And I know that this long corridor is going to take a minute, and I can say, I like her outfit, or fuck that guy. I know we have this amount of time. Jules does not have a good timing at all, that it is in the middle, like it's a whisper scene at the Pentagon, and we have to hear all these details because this is how the bank's going to be robbed. Homegirl is like, look at her shoes, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, pause it.
Look,
now we have to rewind it.
If I'm going to say something, I'm just going to
She's the one that holds the remote.
Really?
Like, I let her hold it. I find whatever show, and then she holds the remote, because we have this other trigger that if I get up and go get water, my ears and my brain are capable of keeping track of everything that goes on. If I get up and make myself a sandwich, I don't need you to fucking pause it. I'm good.
Or
I'll pay attention. She will, like, if I'm like, achoo, pause. Like, so I let her control it. So, because she's the one with the issues on this thing. And she's also the one that never pauses it when she's about to speak. God love
the
her.
ones that are like explaining exactly what's happening on the TV. Oh, so who's on the phone? Oh, what do you think? Is this going to happen? Do you think it's that? It's just like, I don't know. Watch the fucking
We're watching
movie.
Together
I
we're
have
watching it.
no idea what's going on.
I'm the one who ruins the movie because I'll guess
out.
it in the first couple first couple minutes. I'm like, oh, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. Boom, and then like my ex-husband was like, he would get so pissed off. He hated watching movies with me. He's like, you always fucking ruin them. I was like, I have to say it. I have to say it like right when I know it, just so I can call it. Like,
I told you so. Told you so. All the way home. I told you so.
I
My
do that.
mom
If
does
we're
that.
watching the same movie together and
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie and you haven't, I'm doing
Yeah.
the same exact thing.
exactly right.
This is what part I will tell
You
you.
have to
I have a
figure it
whole
out.
different friend. She fucking seen it. She acts like telling you the thing. Like, she reminds me of these people online right now with the Epstein thing. She acts like telling you the thing. Like, she's come up with some big thing. I'm like, bitch, you already seen it. You're just spoiling it for me.
Yeah,
Like,
seriously.
Willis is dead.
Yeah, and shout out to maybe if we do dye Lena Dunham's hair red, maybe we could sacrifice her. Sorry,
You gotta pluck the 2 black hairs from the
two
chin
black
though.
hairs from the chin. I did see the funniest video today. I think my Maria sent it to me, and it's like a black girl, and she's like, "Oh shit." Oh shit, you know when I feel those hairs on my chin, I be thinking, I'm a real ass nigga. I knew it. That's so funny because I'm like, it's just a girl like about to bitch about how she has a hair on her chin. That's really, and then it's funny. But
I have one of those, but it's gone right now. It's like one long one.
I get a few
Why
of
is
those every
that?
once in a while.
Why
Oh
does
yeah,
that
I
happen?
remember what I was going to tell you guys before I started venting about Jules and how she interrupts during the worst time. So I was watching this Lena Dunham show, and in it, the grandma says, this is what happens. I married a goy, so your mom married a goy, and now you guys have these problems with goys, but at least we're all still Jewish. And Jules is like, what did she just say? What's a goy? And I was like, what? And she's like, what's a goy? And I said, a goyim? She's like, I've never heard this before. And I was like, you don't watch Secret Society of Good Guys? And she's like, I really never heard this. And I'm like, I'm so shocked because I feel like I live in a world that's so inundated with Jew talk and Goyim and Israel and Zionist and ba 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 ba. She had no clue, and it just made me like appreciate her innocence so much to be like, well, you're a goy, babe. That's you.
Did you tell her? Did you tell her
like,
what
you
it
and
means?
me, we're goy. And she's like, what is that? I'm like, well, we're not chosen.
There's a Masonic version of that term too. It's Cowan.
So we're a Cowan goy.
So Cowan means you're not a Mason?
Correct. Yeah.
Who's
Well, Gringo
motherfuckers
means you're
boss?
not a Hispanic person too. A Gringo.
It is so funny, I will say, because I'm this kind of smart person where I get almost all of it right. So I was like, told Jules when we were watching, I was like, that's Lena Dunham on the couch. But I said to her, that's Leah Remini on the couch. And she kept saying to me, no, babe, it's Rita Wilson. It's Tom Hanks's wife. And I was like, no. What? It's Leah Remini. What are you talking about? She's like, what are you talking about? And then it dawned on me. I was like, it's not the Scientology lady. It's Lena Dunham. And then it like switched. And then maybe this is where I was so dumb because I was so focused on their words. I wasn't paying attention at all. And I was looking at fat Lena Dunham that we get to like 15 minutes later. I'm like, look, babe, Rita Wilson's in the show. She's like, that's what I was telling you. But I was all caught up in fat ass Lena Dunham and whatever she was saying about goy that I couldn't concentrate on anything else to be like, of course Tom Hanks' wife's in this too. Dude. You're an honorary Jew to the heart of Aries.
Who made any of these people boss? Why do we
True.
have to pay to live? Who the fuck? Who said so? Like, who commanded that these people who run the world? Who? Ain't that mind-boggling?
Wouldn't it be funny if you did like you had your we were pregnant and we're gonna have our gender reveal and you were like, oh my gosh, it's a goy.
That would go viral.
Yeah, that would be kind of funny, like right at the hospital, like you come out with cigars.
Goy.
Hey, you guys, it's a goy. Another goy for daddy over here.
Oh my God.
But I also thought it was interesting that she's like, oh, we all married goys because it doesn't matter for a Jewish lady. She can marry whoever she wants. It's only important for a Jewish man to marry a Jewish woman.
Yeah, because it goes to the woman.
Isn't that so curious, though? Like, we talk about this all the time and how many rules that might be religious rules that might have bigger things than we understand.
Right.
And how it like is still, even though like everyone would like to think we're in like a patriarchal system, not in Judaism at all. And it's like, even though there might be Hasidic Jews and all these other like Ashkenazi where people are like, wow, look at this fringe scary side of this masculine, but none of those guys are really that thing unless their mom's Jewish, and that's really all that matters. It's crazy.
Do I got to get my mom to convert to being a Jew before I can become a Jew?
Thomas, another sticker. Are you ready? Here's the second one of the show. Goys are us.
Boys are us. I have a feeling Top Lobster must have done this already.
I don't know. I would put Paranoid American merch up against Top Lobster merch anytime.
I would too. I think I would also distance myself from like the goy branding as much though.
Just one sticker.
We can do special releases. We can do limited releases all day long.
What about let's hear it for the goy, and we rewrite a song like "My baby may not save well," you know, like he's spending all
Bitcoin.
his dimes.
And you just have like, Bitcoin. You get it? They take bits of the coin off.
That's interesting too.
Mm-hmm.
I really just heard that one in probably like the last month that I just thought my whole life that like nickels were smooth around the side and then like quarters had ridges. I didn't know that coins got ridges over time because they would have the edges scraped because they used to be real
Yep.
silver, real nickel, real gold. And so the edges would get slowly scraped by the banks and they'd end up with all these ridges. So they eventually didn't carry that weight at all. And all those shavings would get melted down and added together and be worth tons and tons of money. Almost like that 9/10 that's on every gallon of gas.
And
Yeah.
that's why they got kicked out of a lot of countries for doing that.
Yeah, shaving coins is the reason for the 108 countries when you like.
And do you
look
know
into
what
it.
dollar actually means? Dollar, the root word of dollar, not the current definition that they're trying to give everybody, but the actual word for dollar means silver, a weight of silver, and that we're actually supposed to have like converted money. Like, let's say if we were supposed to make like whatever we're making hourly in an amount of silver, we'd be making like tens of thousands of dollars right now a week. Like our hourly
so then
wage
take
would
that
be
ounce
worth
of
so
silver.
much more than what we're actually making hourly.
Well, that's the whole thing too that they say with the gold standard is that immediate like silver is the more valuable metal by the price that it's listed right now if we were going to go to a gold standard again. And then to boot on top of that is silver is 10 times more usable than gold. So in electronics and things, it's also more conductive than gold, which a lot of people don't know. So it is like super, one of the things with gold that makes it so valuable is it's a malleable metal. So it's still conductive, still all these things, and also really soft. I was doing all this research about like our mercury and lead fillings and porcelain and stuff. And back in the day, like royalty, they all had gold fillings. Like everything was gold in their mouth. So it's antiseptic, antibacterial, antimicrobial, and it was super malleable. So as they chewed, it would kind of move sometimes, like a little bit. So
form.
it didn't crack their teeth later on, from having a different bite. So yeah, it's like one of the really sad things when you look at war a lot of the times is how many teeth of the enemies that will end up getting taken or of the victims or whatever. But
Well, don't forget too that a lot of the value that we get from gold is because that's what the aliens sent us here to mine for them. So of course it's going to be worth more.
The Anunnaki.
But isn't that just the Zachariah Stitchin version of the tale? Like that's when like the CIA kind of takes over the Gnostic tale.
Yeah, definitely. Although I don't know if he came up with that entire story all by himself. What he was able to do is to amalgamate a bunch of different stories into something a little more streamlined, had a little more pizzazz to it.
Well, what's that book? It's an Arabic book. It's forbidden in Islam. Okay, it's like a magical book, and they have like pictures of the jinn in there, and it talks about the spirit jinn, and it talks about the earth jinn or the air jinn, which are like the angels, and the earthling jinn. They're like from the earth. And they show these beings as like these beings being real. So whether they're fucking Anunnaki or other dimensional beings or what, we don't know, but whatever the fuck they're real. They're real. What is that book called? They have like detailed fucking pictures of what these jinn and beings
I just
look
saw
like.
that the other day, like the pictures and everything from it.
Yeah.
They're real and they're on notice right now.
Shout out to
Jinn.
Mario. If you
Islam.
guys are into any extra digs of symbology, tarot symbology, horoscope symbology, but if you don't follow symbolic studies, Mario, everywhere, like he'll blow your mind with the way that he looks at some of this stuff. And it's definitely one of the filters in my telescope that I love for my research. So shout out to Mario.
It's called
I gotta say too, Mario
Shams.
posts. Go ahead.
Huh?
Shams al-Ma'arif. That's the book that's like supposedly do not touch in Islam, but it's like a mystical, magical book, and it's like detailed pictures of what these beings look like. It's
So it's
fascinating.
like an Islamic grimoire.
What's it called again?
Yeah. It's called, okay, I'll give you the spelling. It's SHAMS space AL dash MA apostrophe ARIF.
I got it. Okay, well, I can pull it up because I don't have any law that tells me I cannot. Oh, it is a grimoire.
Yep.
Look at Thomas.
And it's like forbidden in Islam for like people of Islam to read it.
It's not for muggles.
It says the
But
grimoire
I-
centered on Arabic magic. It's claimed to be a manual for achieving esoteric spirituality. The work is included within a larger compilation, Shams al-Ma'arif al-Kabra, which is also known as, I'm not saying that one, although widely attributed to 13th century North African Sufi scholar, his authorship of the text is disputed and has been argued as pseudo. I have a question. Isn't in my head of like, I know there it's all gray, but isn't the Shiites the one that want to like Taliban, and isn't the Sufis the other ones? Or am I Layla?
I thought so.
No, I think you're right. But there's different kinds. There's so many sects that are intertwined that call themselves Sufis, but there's something else. Like they fucking beat themselves and like hit themselves, and some go in circles and like
Oh, they're
there's
like
all
Opus
this.
Dei.
It's
Yeah.
like different. It's all because of hadiths. Okay,
Flogging
I fucking hate it.
Muslims.
Yeah, it's
I didn't even know that was such a thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
Like the
Catholic.
Opus Dei.
but
Well, you know,
anyway.
the Catholics never really invented anything of their own. They just take everything and say
you're
like,
right.
"Oh, white guy did it." That's pretty much what Catholics did.
Oh, so it was probably with the Shiites or the Shiites beforehand then before the Catholics. They just saw them do it and were like, we need that.
Well,
We
there's
need that.
magic
Yeah.
squares in
Maybe I want to
there,
beat myself.
voodoo dolls. There's what they call them? They call them talismans. They fold them up into paper, little triangles, and they wear them around their neck like protection spells. There's protection spells in there. There's spells to do like things.
That's so
There's
similar
spells
to
to call
Catholics
angels.
too. You know how they'll carry there's
Yeah.
rosary, but then there's also like the saints that they'll put the
Yep.
little on the like it's almost like thin cloth, almost like paper, like Layla's saying, and sometimes you'll have those on a different necklace
Yeah, with
underneath your
leather.
clothes.
Mhm.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, all the boys are like not even necessarily joining the priesthood, but if they're like the altar boys and stuff, they have those little cloths and stuff, like the little relic things on around their neck.
Were you
I'm
guys
not saying
ever
no
like
names.
real quick before we what were you gonna say about Mario, Thomas?
Oh, I was just gonna to mention that whenever one of Mario's posts comes up, it looks so professional. I always think it's like an art gallery photo or something. So like kudos. It elevates my feed. Like if you saw what comes up on my feed, it's just like all like the junk food of social media, and then like a Mario post will come through, and it's like accidentally getting a National Geographic in the mail when like you didn't
Yeah.
order it.
It
Like,
really
I
is
guess
because yeah, like we're all
information.
looking at
Yeah.
stuff and it's like whatever, cards we're looking at, and then he finds some ancient picture of like Aries or Capricorn or something that you just never really saw the way that he shows it, and it's so beautiful.
Well,
Yeah.
here's a pro tip for Mario. Like you totally need to do one of like the reactions where like you're pointing at like, oh my god, like is this a crab being cancer? Like
Oh, that would be kind of like he like
it would
he's
it would
Ian
just
Carroll.
ruin the whole aesthetic. Yeah.
He's like, do you see this right here? That's so funny. I have some of those too. I have some of those videos too, but I didn't just this. This is my favorite, like where it's just like a side by side and it's just me like this.
It's popular. That's like one of the most popular things right now.
I actually sometimes I'm just on TikTok and I'm trying to find like more like I'm putting together a dig, and so I just go to TikTok and I like put stuff in to see, and sometimes I'm just trying to find like I have to cut the video so small so I don't have Abbie next to it like it's like if Layla was my video, I'm just like but people want reaction. Those will get more views. They say like if like Layla put out a video and I were to there's like a word like if I use it, I just don't TikTok, but like
you react to it.
Yeah, like I click on her video and use it, that will spike her video. It's like the best thing that can happen is if people like use your
I feel like we
video.
should be using this power for good. Like you should be doing that. If Layla posts a video, you should do like a reaction video to it.
Maybe we should all just be reacting to our friends' videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
And then eventually turn it into like a Brady Bunch fucking clip.
Where I'm just looking at Layla and she's just pointing at Thomas like, and he's just pointing at That is kind of funny. If you just had it, like you just kept going between people.
Even better, you could just record yourself reacting to just random stuff and just like green screen it and let anyone else use you reacting to whatever the hell video they find.
That's true too. Yeah.
Cut out the middleman. Just give it right to the people. Like they can make Chaney react any way they want to whatever content they want.
Yeah, maybe you just put yourself out with green screen reacting, and that's it. You don't put any.
You put it on CapCut.
Okay.
That's maybe a Lodge 1202 exclusive.
Yeah.
I need to get I need to get a stand and some better lighting, and just like get more creative with it now that I have time. Thank God I quit my job, guys. Yes.
Oh yeah, fill him in. She left.
Yeah, I left hell. And I found a new job exactly how I wanted it. Love it.
You burn any bridges behind you?
Yeah, but I don't care.
Layla, I have to be real honest with you, and I'm glad I can tell you this now freely. The first time that I saw you in your car on your way to work, because I was very used to like sometimes hanging out or just listening to you because you talk to your audience on your way to work for all your jobs. When I first saw you in that baseball hat, I was like, oh, my girl, I got to get her out of here. Like, that wasn't her. That's not for you. Like, it was doing something to take away your magic by being in that outfit. Like, whoever sees Layla in this isn't going to know Layla. They're going to think she's just some girl in a hat.
I'm telling you, it depends the company that you're working for. I feel like certain companies, when you sign a contract, that you're like you're allowing them to siphon your energy in a way. Like, I feel like it's all energy siphoning once you sign whatever the fuck it is, and depending with who, the energy, the intent. If it's like a good business owner who has a good intent behind their business, who really wants to see their team members happy, you'll see and feel that, and you'll look it. But when you're in a place where you're working 13-hour shifts and they don't give a well, I don't want to say they don't give a fuck, but 13 hours on your fucking feet, and you're talking to people all fucking day, and you're working there 5 days a week. Are you fucking kidding me? No. I'm not a dog. That's not for me. And I couldn't do it. And I left. And I'm so happy. I'm not calling it weakness. It's just, it was siphoning something awful. Like, look at me. I look different just by making that decision, by cutting it off, like literally instantly and overnight.
I believe that people that wait on other people, bartending, serving, doing 8 hours at that job is almost in your brain and personality can't do that. Like to give good service. Yeah. It's not the same as working 8 hours in a cubicle. It's not the same at all.
It's not.
And it's like kind of crazy. And people don't know that sometimes like in those jobs, like a bartender, they get there sometimes 5 o'clock. It seems like must be nice to go to work at 5. Yeah, but your last call is at 1:50 tonight. I won't get you guys out of here till 2:30 tonight, and then I gotta clean this bitch up for an hour and a half before I even get home. So it's just like, and not to mention everything you give me. Half the people in this restaurant are actually on my tip. The owner doesn't pay them shit. The manager doesn't pay them shit. They all are on my tips, and so when you stiff me, guess what? I still had to pay all those people for your meal. Like I had to tip out a busser and a bartender and all these other people for your meal. So you didn't stiff me. I just took you on a date and you just didn't suck me off afterward, you piece of shit.
I'm not gonna lie, the money was great there. 22% off everything that was ever rung up in that computer. Tick, 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 22%. Automatic. My paychecks were beautiful. Was it worth it? Absolutely not. I'm not a slave to money. It comes to me whenever I need it. Thank God. Love you, God. Appreciate it. Do I
You
need
know,
to
in
go money
Nevada, there
hungry?
is no last call at bars.
What?
Nevada, there's no last call. Like, bars don't close.
That's how I
They
felt in
don't,
Los
they don't have to
Angeles,
close.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, but
I just
if they
felt like-
decide to close, then there is, obviously, right?
If the establishment decides they have a closing time, yeah, but it doesn't have to be 2 a.m. There's no like mandatory law.
Oh,
That would be funny
wow.
though if they were like
24/7.
required. Like if you own a
You-
bar, you have to be 24/7 by state law.
Everything's 24/7 though. Like you literally could go to 7-Eleven and buy like a
I went
bottle
once.
of Jim Beam at 4 o'clock in the morning.
We should go to Vegas.
I worked a graveyard shift for a couple of years at like a Kinko's, and it was weird because it changed my entire personality and like lifestyle because I'm only awake at nighttime and
Yeah.
I'm sleeping during the daytime, and everyone that I knew that was working normal schedules, it just looks like you're just this lazy bum that just sleeps all day, because by the time they're going to sleep, you're like getting up for work and you're working over the whole night. And on top of that, a lot of the places in Texas where I was at, it was illegal to sell alcohol like after or before a certain time. So I'm getting out of work and it's like 7 a.m., 8 a.m. And this is my only chance to go to the grocery store, go anywhere and grab like a beer if I just wanted one before I like relax for the end of the day. But I'd look like this weirdo that's like at 7 a.m. buying a bunch of beer.
Hardcore alcoholic.
And like I just
Damn, that guy got a
makes me
problem.
have this weird like, and I was
It
like
ain't 5
totally
o'clock
conscious.
yet.
Yeah, I was totally aware of how I looked to other people because I felt like going through this transformation.
It is so crazy. If you work nights, like that is a real, there's something about it. Even if you're like regular at doing it, there's something about it that your normal hours where you're like, I'm going to clean my house today, or I'm going to go to the beach today. It's like something happens where that nightlife actually gets that stuff too. It is really hard to maintain any kind of regularity in your life when you're the only human on the planet on these night hours. It's
Well,
wild.
and you have an excuse. Like, if your job is a night shift, then there's a reason why you're up in the middle of the night and not going to sleep. But then you're usually encountering a lot of people that are just awake at 3 a.m. because this is like their peak of the day. And there's a lot of wild night owls out there when you're working like an overnight shift that's open to the public. It's got free
I used to work-
telephones, free bathrooms.
I used to work until 3:30 a.m. till last call in New York City, fucking bartending. I mean, majority of the time, those people that are out at that time, they're not the kind of people you kind of want to be around. You go on the subway, you're just around like, yo, like I should be driving home. I should not be taking the train home. Like, it's wild. And you feel different because you're sleeping all fucking morning and then you're waking up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, getting ready for work, gotta be there at 4 o'clock, you know? So it's like you're just awake at night, kind of.
Yeah, and then your day, like let's say usually serving, you end up with a little like an extra day off than the rest of the world. One of those days, you're just catching up so
Yeah.
you maybe can meet everyone at the beach on that other day. It's like you're constantly out of whack with sleep. Like, but it's just good.
Yeah.
I feel like part of the reason I'm an insomniac now is my 20s in that industry. Like, I feel like I did it for too long and my body's just like, oh, we need to be all the way up at 1 a.m. Like,
Well, when I was in the Navy, so we went from in boot camp to like getting almost no sleep and then having to get up at 4:30 in the morning. And I mean, I almost cried every day when they would like do the reveille and tell us to get out of our racks and everything. And then I didn't think I was used to the schedule. I go across the street and I start my A school, and they said, "Oh, you're on the mid shift." I was like, "Okay, what does that mean?" The midnight shift. So we went to school from 11 o'clock at night to 5 o'clock in the morning. And I just done like 2.5 months where I was waking up at 4:30 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I had insomnia for like 2 weeks straight. Like, talk about
I
MK
hate
Ultra.
that
Like that
feeling.
was crazy
Where you like
ass
want to
times.
cry because you were
I
so
would
tired.
cry
You
because I
want
was
to
so
cry.
tired.
Yeah,
And then
I
I would like
hate
just
that
fall
feeling.
asleep, and then somebody would come knock on my door and like, "There's somebody down on the smoke deck who wants to talk to you." I'm like, "That motherfucker, don't fucking knock on my door." I was like cussing these people out, and they had like it was like, "Don't shoot the messenger," but I was totally shooting the messenger because I was
I would
so
at a
tired.
certain point when I was like sleep deprived all through tech school, like the entire time, and then
Yeah.
like even into normal job, you can sort of get into the flow, but in tech school, you just don't have any time to sleep and study and polish and clean and do all the stuff. Like it's intentionally made to break you and to see who can
Even worse, right?
even what. But
Even worse than
I
boot camp.
did realize that if I showed up in morning for calisthenics or like after school was over, like tech training was over, and then you had to do like 2 hours of like running and jogging, whatever the hell they wanted you to do, like every single day, I realized that if I was just there for a roll call, I could sneak back into the barracks and just go to sleep, close the door and go to sleep. So I was finding like my extra 2.5, 3 hours of sleep every day by just like skipping out, like ditching whatever the hell they had me for.
Well, that and then the galley like works on day shift hours, so if you sleep all day, you don't get to eat. So it was so shitty for all of us that were on the midnight shift.
I got insomnia so bad during lockdowns. Like I was always kind of an insomniac in my life, but during lockdowns, probably around 2021, there was like days where I would be up and I painted houses because I, walked away from all my real life job because I wouldn't wear a mask or swab my nose. So I ended up painting a lot of like outside big, huge houses and had a whole different, I found it easier to not sleep at all because having my body move was impossible for me to fall asleep than when I was like marketing, driving, doing something stationary where I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. Like, I really want to cry. I want to go home so bad just sitting in this chair. If I was up painting, it was just another day. And then right around like 5 or 6, I'd get that lull where I got tired. Somewhere my body would start to fight it around 8:30. And then I was up again. And by the second day, I really started to get this very lucid, like, I felt like my sense of reality was totally gone. But I didn't mind it. Like I was aware that I was now in this whole, it became like a drug for me to hit that point of insomnia.
This sounds like cocaine.
It did. It like, once I hit that point of insomnia, it was like, the things I experienced on insomnia, I started to realize that people with speed addictions, part of the thing that people think is their craziness from speed is really just their craziness from staying up so long.
Yeah.
And I started to think like, oh, those people on speed and whatever cocaine, they are having veils drop in the realm by staying up so long that now I'm experiencing not on these drugs. And I started to get addicted to that kind of lucid feeling. The weird part about it is when you're a real insomniac, this is like pre-cancer. Like this is before my body started to just, when you're a real insomniac, your body cannot keep up calorically. And it doesn't matter how much food you eat, your body is not programmed to be up for 2 24-hour days. And eventually eating isn't even a thing. There's something that happens in the insomnia that you're no longer hungry the same way. So that movie with The Machinist, where he just is getting skinny and skinny and skinny, and that really happened in real life. I think that's one of the reasons that the people that love me so much couldn't tell I had cancer, because my insomnia had wrecked my whole entire body already. But I tell people, I'm like, that insomnia diet, stay up for a few days in a row, you'll be surprised. You'll like drop 10 pounds in 2 days because you just didn't sleep. And the same thing everyone talks about with your circadian rhythm, there's something about your entire appetite and the way your body burns calories that
We
needs
need to
reset.
put together the MK Ultra diet, and it's just like Dr. Jolly West. He just comes in and wakes you up, and every time it seems like you're nodding off, and after 3 or 4
Angry
days,
too.
pounds.
You gotta be mean.
Maybe your body releases something that they don't tell us, like during that whole insomnia state. Like your body, releases dopamine,
Or like
all
DMT or
those
something.
means.
They get Ozempic.
Yeah.
They keep people up for 4 days and then start extracting their blood.
Probably do.
That's probably a thing too.
You're
That's
just
what I
getting
was-
insomniac, shot of insomnia. Psh.
One time I did have one of my friends, they were like, you should really do one of those sleep studies. You should really do one of those sleep studies. And I was like, something you should know about me, I'm going to have an issue sleeping in a medical environment.
Right?
So-
I have an issue sleeping. So
Like-
you think I'm gonna go to sleep there?
Yeah, like what are they going to have a TV like the amount of stuff I need to fill my sensory so my brain will turn off is almost like that's crazy enough. Like the amount of noise and information that has to be coming into my ears and my eyeballs, so I'll shut them and but it's insane.
What if the
just
medical-
realized I definitely have to have white noise or I have to have noise because I like hear myself breathe and it drives me crazy.
They could do medical study and just get you a suite at the Venetian or something for a night. And like if the medical study wasn't there, I think they'd get way more applicants.
Maybe that's how it should be. Do you guys have it? Oh, I just called this episode In the Beginning because I feel like, Layla, if I were to say in the beginning, how would I say that?
Nephilim.
And I always just think that's funny.
In the beginning.
In the beginning.
Nephilim.
Nephilim. Do you guys have anything fun going on this week?
No, I'm going to the beach tomorrow. Yay, finally. I'm pale as
Normal
fuck.
life returns. Except for the fact we're kind of doing the night shift right now, which is ironic.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't mind this night shift though.
No, somebody asked me, like, I was supposed to kind of do something tomorrow, and they were like, they needed me to do this thing. I'm like, they're like, what kind of time can I have you at? I'm like, because in my real life, if you need me at 8 a.m., I'm here. It doesn't mean I'll feel good. It doesn't mean I'll be surviving at my best. But what time do you need me? I'm going to show up. And so they were like, well, I have a little thing I have to do with my kids for a little while, and I'm not going to be around until like 2:30. I was like, ding, ding, ding. Dream stickled, homie. Text me when you're free.
I love that I can do that now.
Like when we get off, I'll be so wired that sometimes it takes me like 3 hours to fall asleep after we get off air.
Yeah. No, I don't have to worry. I don't have to have that like feeling like, oh my God, I only have 3 hours till I have to wake up. Oh my God.
Well, I'll go if no one else has anything going on. I got Under the Docks. Alex Jones month is here, so every Tuesday at 3:30 in the afternoon Eastern, I'm releasing another Alex Jones documentary review with me and Sean Chris from Kill the Mockingbird. And I think either this coming week or maybe the week after that, I got an offshoot of the Occult Disney podcast. Now I'm doing one called Cartoon Cabal with my co-host Matt Comedies of Occult Disney, and now we're watching non-Disney animations because we've had so many people suggest like, oh, you should do this, you should do that, and we're trying not to stretch Occult Disney to be everything. And when a Disney finally sends a cease and desist letter, which seems like it's going to happen like any day, it would be crazy if they didn't. Like we'll have a fallback. So the new one is going to be Cartoon Cabal, and we've been watching Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is an anime from the 90s. I never really watched anime before in my entire life, so I've been like learning how anime works, and I've been learning about this weird show, which is, by the way, is about fallen angels that humanity has to fight, and they're taking like the carcasses of other fallen angels and putting them into these like these mech suits just so that they can use a fallen angel body to kill another fallen angel that's coming down. In one of the episodes, it was Ramiel, who was one of the Watchers that fell down and mated with human women and created the Nephilim race. So this is just crazy that this 90s anime is talking about Nephilim and like angels going to war with each other, and it's breaking down like Kabbalistic tree, and it's got gematria involved. It's kind of wild. If you're into like
kind of blowing my mind.
I was watching that the other day, actually. I was like,
What's it
damn,
called?
what the hell?
It's called Neon Genesis Evangelion.
I'm just kind of, it blows my mind to think like in all the philosophies that we've always taken, and every, even like Jack and the Beanstalk philosophy, and we've done all this stuff with the fallen. I never ever thought what if some of the fallen realized they had to breed with us, because every blank amount of thousands of years, they always come and destroy us. And if they really were malevolent, they knew they needed to create a race to actually battle next time they come. And so really the ones that supposedly got banished, that bred with the daughters of men, were the ones trying to help create a race of people that could actually take on the fallen next time they come to destroy it. That would be crazy.
Or you could just use their dead bodies and put them in a robot shell.
Animatronic. Yeah. Like that's what the episode was about, right? Because I swear I watched
Hillary Clinton. Now I'm trying to find Gilgamesh.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm only on episode 6, and there's 26 of them. We're watching all of them for now, and then I don't know what we're gonna do after that, but we're probably gonna end up doing like Ninja Turtles and Aeon Flux and just all kinds of random stuff.
Rad.
Awesome.
So you guys make sure you're following Paranoid American everywhere.
You guys should do Gravity Falls.
We'll do Gravity Falls. We'll do Jim and the Holograms. We'll do the Snorks, the Smurfs.
I started a ritual, hugging this tree that I told you about, the one that represents Aphrodite. I forgot the name of it, but I've been hugging this tree. Pick a favorite tree out of my yard, and I would hug it for like about 1 or 2 minutes, just so I don't look like a fucking idiot to the rest of the world. And I would sit on that tree and just write whatever comes to mind. And honestly,
I want you to be intentional. Go hug a tree, but not long enough that you look like a fucking asshole.
Yeah, like it doesn't look like you put your hand
rub your coochie on the tree. That's weird.
Don't rub your coochie on it.
Just like
have you seen those videos?
Keep your undies on.
What are you doing?
Honestly, it is just freaking amazing. Like, and I would bring my notepad out there, and I would just sit, and whatever comes to mind, I'll just write whatever the thought is. Like, just fucking just write, and just weird thoughts will pop into my head, and I'll like ask the tree as I'm writing mentally to help in whatever situation I'm asking for, whatever I'm asking the ether. Like, I'm asking for it to like, dig deep into that realm and like let the manifestation happen, if that is a real thing, which I believe is true. So I don't know. I think there's something to like rooting yourself with the property that you're living in, so it can help, like, I don't know, with numbers and geometry and where the ley lines are and your energy and the system. I think it's powerful.
I wonder if a tree is ever like, I got my own shit going on.
I'm laughing at the chat with you too. I'm laughing as you keep talking. And
I don't know if you can. It's so beautiful, this tree. It's the tree that has smooth bark that peels, and when you peel it, it has the different colors on it, like the green and the red.
Is it a paper tree?
I don't know if it's a paper tree.
Yeah, it was different.
A crepe myrtle, I think.
Oh, a crepe myrtle, yeah.
Yeah, crepe myrtle. It represents love, beauty, longevity, and good fortune, and it represents the Greek goddess of love, Aphrodite. And I love Aphrodite and Venus and all that. So to me, it was just like, oh, wow. Just randomly trying to pick a tree, and I was like, for some reason, I don't know why, I like this tree. And I was like, okay, I picked it, and that's my new ritual. I know how I sound, guys, but...
You are a circuit. You are a salt battery circuit. So when you touch your own hands together, you complete that circuit. Or if you put both your hands on a tree, you're completing the circuit with even more energy into your salt.
Yeah, right.
Grounding it out. So I mean, you could test this in little kid ways, like when you.
That's the mentality I do it with. It's like I think I just want to survive this stream. Just fucking be.
All right,
It's been
everybody.
really therapeutic, but yeah.
We love you guys so much. Make sure you follow everybody and all their social media accounts. And if you guys want to hear anything, or if you want us to do a show on anything, or have a few topics or a name of a episode, send it to any one of us. And who knows, we might make a thumbnail and get that out. And who told us that it was their birthday Monday? Green Eyes?
This is where we all have to get around this table and sing them an annoying happy birthday song.
To
Happy birthday
to you.
To who? Not me.
Whose birthday is
No,
it
it's your
be?
turn to sing. We're pointing to the next person who has to sing.
I don't know whose it
Oh.
was, but
He pointed to Layla. She had to sing the next verse.
It's good enough. We both said happy birthday.
Yeah.
I do
To
that.
you.
Happy birthday,
birthday.
to you. You're so young. I do a whole different one. Summer's right now
look
singing
like
it.
a
All the
monkey.
days for you. Gonna stop
You smell like
having
barbecue.
fun. This is your day, your day. Happy birthday to you, to you. It's always
happy
Donut's birthday.
birthday to you. To you.
Happy birthday to you. All right, you guys. We love you so much. We will see you next Friday with bells on. And
Love
make sure you
y'all.
turn it down, because Juliette Lewis, she go hard. XOXO Gossip Girl. Bye-bye.
Love you guys.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
Here comes Santa. Here comes the world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining, cunning, linguist, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracies, sex, cults, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining, cunning, linguist, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracies, sex, cults, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.